Need to start this eventually.
Leave meeting.
Leave meeting.
Leave meeting.
You know, we could just leave a massive cliffhanger for everyone.
I did almost actually just leave meeting on accident.
That's why I can't say it until after I click the button.
Yeah.
Otherwise, your hand's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, leave meeting, obviously.
Install Zoom.
Uninstall Zoom.
Yeah, that will never not be funny. Hello everybody.
I don't sort programs when we're on Zoom calls anymore. For some reason.
Hello everyone, welcome to Tales from the Forgotten Troop. If you are enjoying what we're doing, you can support the show by giving us money. We have a link to our Beacons page where you can either buy stuff and we'll get a cut of it, or you can just give us straight up cash and we will love you for it, and you can
really
possibly
cool merch.
Yes.
Merch.
If you do give us a significant amount of money, you can be part of the fancy chat in our Discord and play games with us sometimes.
Or listen to our unhinged babbling.
Also that. To keep up with the show, make sure to follow us on social media. Follow us on Twitch, join the Discord, like whatever video like all the videos on the YouTube, and subscribe.
If you like all the videos on the YouTube, I will think about doing a YouTube giveaway for dice.
There you go.
We will include one cupcake.
For whoever likes the most videos.
But you can only like them each once.
Yes. And so like them all, and then we'll pick whichever of you has the coolest name. That's how we'll do that.
I love it.
Yes. And we should have everyone introduce themselves and who they're playing. I didn't prepare an icebreaker. I'm sorry. I don't know.
What's everybody's favorite mental health med? No, I'm just kidding.
What's your drug of choice?
Oh no.
I don't know. Share a random fact and or something good that happened to you this week.
Us or the character?
Joe's been having a rough week. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I mean, initially I meant like
In
you,
person
not your
week?
character
Our
in real life.
weeks.
Yeah.
Ah.
You don't want to hear about my week. Good things that happened.
I mean, we are going to have a day trip together, so there's that.
Yeah. And also I got some sweet petty revenge on somebody who was bad to me last week. So that and continued to be bad to me this week. So you know, I got to play Karma. That was it. And also I'll get to go do a weird day trip with Charlie where we were thinking about seeing a psychic and doing a wizard quest. And
Yes. Go gambling.
I need to hear about this once it's completed.
We have a
Record
lot
this.
of questions.
I will take video evidence. We'll take
Thank
shorts
you.
videos
Yes.
and post them on the Instagram.
That's what we should stream next time.
Just Jenna and Charlie's
Shenanigans.
weird adventures
Stay out. Yes.
in the Wisconsin Dells.
Oh, you're going to the Dells.
The Dells,
Love
you
the
say?
Dells.
That's only a 5-hour ferry ride and like a 2-hour drive to me.
Join
Come on
us.
down.
Yeah.
You're welcome to join. You can crash. I have an extra
I'm on my
room.
way.
I'm pretty sure there's direct flights from Orlando.
Yeah. No, I'm house sitting at the moment, so I can't really.
It's not for a
leave the
couple
premises.
weeks. There's
Yeah,
time.
it's on August 7th through the 11th. We haven't picked the exact day yet, but
Unfortunately, I can't do that because I have a doctor's
We're-
appointment. to get
we're
to.
gonna do it during the week when kids can't have their parents drive them to the Dells.
That makes sense.
Got too much shit going on lately, I swear. In any case, hello everyone. I am Mr. Crow, alternatively just Crow. I will be playing Joe Hatathli, aka Watchdog. And as for a good thing that happened this week, I'm not sure. Because I can think of one extremely good thing, but that technically was outside the range of the past week. But I mean, it was since the last
anyway.
time we played.
I feel like it counts.
If
Yeah.
the energy carried into this week, it counts.
Yeah. Plus, like, time is really not, it doesn't really exist anyways.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
Well, I celebrated with my sister's boyfriend for his graduation from culinary school.
Nice.
It was
Did he cater it?
No. He specifically did not.
I
Okay.
specifically wouldn't either.
That's
honestly.
fair. I wouldn't want to have to cook for my own celebration after I just finished all that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it was a very nice time getting to know him and his family a little bit better. His mother is freaking insane. I love her.
He took them all to Jamaica for his
Yes.
graduation.
Mm,
That's
mhm.
insanity.
Wild.
Also, like,
Where's my ticket?
I was gonna say, like, is there? How do we join this family? I am up for adoption. I'm 35. I'm pretty self-sufficient, but I also want to be taken on random vacations for random reasons. Like,
I mean, you could get into the friend circle, I guess, but
do they have an application process? What's the vetting process like? for the
I feel
family?
like Crow just needs to bring Sister Crow around, and we'll
Yes.
and then
Just
we'll like be
immediately.
friends with her, and then we'll be friends with
Yeah.
him, and then they
like
Okay, then
cogs
we-
in a machine.
yeah, uh-huh.
Just
Plug them into
Seamlessly
the
networking.
hive mind, and
seamlessly
then
integrate.
seamlessly integrate them into the hive mind, and then hive mind vacations. Got it.
please don't hive mind my sister. I
It's
barely
too late.
comprehend her most of the time.
We already did.
being
Done.
directly linked.
We
seems like a
already-
It's
nightmare.
already done.
The
Literally-
hive mind. We already
The
sent
cables
over
are in the
connection
mail.
cables.
Oh Lord. But yeah, it was a nice time.
That's good.
If only I didn't accidentally use non-functioning sunscreen and get myself lobster-fied.
You'll be fine.
Oh, did you use expired sunscreen? Oh,
It was not expired. It heated up in the car and separated.
You
so
also
it did not
cannot
function.
leave your sunscreen in the car. I cannot, as a very, very fair-skinned white person, I have all the tips and tricks.
You're telling me.
Yeah, well, that'll be me on
Oh,
Sunday
no.
because even though I reapply sunscreen every 2 hours on the river, I'm gonna get fried either way. I'm too fair, and
Yep.
and it'll hurt because it'll be like my shins and shit that's not used to being sunburned. Anyways,
But in any case, there are other people at this table, metaphorically speaking.
I'm Brianna. I play Cynthia Evans, otherwise known as Echo. One good thing that happened to me this week is I've completed all the requirements to attain PhD candidacy. So 2 to 3 more years, and you have to call me doctor.
Dr. Bree.
Pretty much.
Rather than mistress, right?
Ma'am.
Mistress of the Dark.
Yes.
That's a different title for a different thing.
That's
Call
a
me
side
sir.
Yes. Okay, so no longer
Daddy.
it's no longer Mistress of the Dark, it's Doctor of the Dark.
Doctor of the
Yeah,
Dark.
Dr.
Yeah.
No, Dr. Mistress of the Dark.
Oh, we call we only call her
Doctor.
Daddy in the attic, right?
Dr. Bree, Mistress of the Dark.
I can't wait for Daddy
You-
Dog to be here.
Oh, God.
Took me a hot second. For a solid second there, I thought you were talking about me, and I was like, excuse me?
Nope.
One Mr.
No.
Eugene Thompson.
Your imaginary father.
Mr. Joe's dad.
Mr. Joe's dad.
Okay.
I'm Maria. I play Elena, aka Easy Living, and I had a very nice 3 days off that I didn't ask for. And I went kayaking, and I did not get sunburned because I properly applied sunscreen that didn't separate.
Like a smart person.
Good job.
And I had a shirt on and a life jacket.
Mhm.
Very good. We support it.
Very responsible.
Yes. And Jenna, who answered the question, is playing Roxy.
That's
Yeah.
true. I am. Yeah.
You indeed are. Okay.
These are true facts.
Yes.
Mhm.
There are no
As
lies
opposed to
here.
false facts.
Don't we all play Roxy at some point in our life? Come on.
It's a move.
It's all
Roxy.
Roxy's. There's enough Roxys to go around. So
There
in theory,
are.
They're just coming out of the walls.
Taking
Start the
over.
session. Add a team.
horrifying.
We're at 9.
There are worse things that
We're
could
at
come out of
10
the
now.
walls.
Ooh,
10 team.
10 team.
10 team.
We're almost
last-
to
And
11
that's how many
team.
Roxys there
11
are,
team.
coincidentally.
It
It corresponds
Every-
to our team.
Every time you get a team, there's new Roxy.
There's a new Roxy
Oh, no.
mystery we have to
We gotta
solve.
spend it fast.
So if we spend it, do they disappear?
Yes.
No. They
Every
do.
time you spend a team, another Roxy also appears.
So
Yeah,
what
that's-
that means is
Fused
that
together.
Infinite Roxys.
We're like rooms from Fantasia. That's what Roxy's are.
what this
The-
means is that in order to defeat the Roxy Horde, you literally need to use the power of teamwork.
Yeah.
But what
What's
would
the
you
power
want
of
to
Roxy's we made along the way?
It's possibly
We have a
literally, if the
weird-
clone theory is right.
Anyway, 2 weeks ago, previously on Jukebox Justice, let's see if this recap helps me remember what happened, because I don't remember.
Nobody remembers.
Roxy and Cynthia went to retrieve the recording from Henry and talk about everything that had happened. Henry explained that while she understood Joe was probably keeping secrets from her because he didn't want to put her in danger, she felt that wasn't how a relationship should be structured. Roxy and Cynthia regrouped with the rest of the team and discussed maybe bringing Henry into the fold to help them out since she's wicked smart and has an internship with Brick Labs.
It's proof she's very smart.
She's super smart.
Super smart.
The group sat down and listened to a relatively disturbing recording that Joe had taken while going through some initiation with wolves and a pack. They got some names of the people involved and a little more information on what he was going through, but there were still lots of questions left. Meanwhile, Joe was still on his trip back to Halcyon and asked Eugene what his code name would be for all of the shenanigans. And Eugene ended up dubbing himself Lunar Ultima, which Joe took as a good sign that he would fit right in with the rest of the group. Joe also asked him for some relationship advice about what was going on with him and Henry, and the best thing Eugene could give him at this moment was that they really just needed to start by talking in person.
Lunar Ultima is reminiscent to me of like magical girls, so now I'm just thinking like Sailor Eugene or something.
Yeah, that's actually what I was imagining. I was actually imagining like a wolf,
Oh
werewolf
my God.
in
Hold out
like
the
a
wand,
pink
and
like
then it's-
dress with the
Yes.
blonde.
That's his
Uh,
transformation.
That
is
has
the
got to
fancy
exist
ribbon.
somewhere.
Tuxedo
Hang on,
Eugene.
you
know it does.
Hang on.
Yes.
In the name
I-
of the moon. It works.
I gotta Google this real quick.
In the name of the moon, I'll
Yeah.
howl at you.
Sailor Moon.
Very
werewolf.
Sailor Moon vibes for your dad
There's
now.
a lot of weird things
We-
playing these
Oh, yeah.
games.
Which actually, Roxy might be more into your dad if he dressed up like Sailor
Oh, boy.
Moon.
Well, you're gonna
Maybe
have
your
to
dad.
tell him that when you meet him.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
now,
you'd
now
be
I
way
just,
more attractive, sir, if you dressed up like in a little sailor outfit with a short skirt and like had like pigtails. And a moon staff.
now we just need to play alchemistresses, and we can be magical girls.
That's a different thing.
Yeah, I don't remember what anyone was gonna do when we left off at the last session. I know that Joe had one last conversation he wanted to have with Eugene, but
We were gonna stake out the bar, weren't we?
There were a few things going on.
Cynthia and Roxy were going to go talk to Hecate about the cult,
mhm.
Uh-huh.
and Elena and Sylvie were going to go meet with Roxy's family for very totally normal reasons that have
Not
nothing to do with the
illegal
mom.
at all.
No.
oh yeah, you
No.
were gonna go get the hairbrush.
Get the
Mhm.
hairbrush, and then possibly try out the pheromones with gas masks.
Yeah.
Uh, I
Sylvie
was
Sylvie
also-
will turn hers off if it gets weird, but she's not here today because she's
Yes.
traveling.
She's in
I was also going to put out feelers for Rampage. I don't remember if I did that at the end of last episode.
I don't think we officially established it. I know you just mentioned wanting to do it.
And if there's any time for it before Joe arrives, I was gonna go through my dad's shit to see if there's any thing connected to the cult.
Ah. Okay.
That's more of a back burner thing, though.
Yeah.
B&E and espionage. That was our plan.
I guess who wants to go
Regular.
first?
Regular Sunday afternoon.
Someone
anyone-
go before me. The second Joe gets back to Halcyon, it's gonna turn into a me
Shit's
fest.
bad.
So y'all go.
Maybe just like we could breeze through.
We can breeze
I was
through
gonna
mine.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
it's
Breeze
just
through yours
me.
because it's just you. So I feel like we have to kind of like wash over some of it. Like
Yeah, that's okay.
just
Yeah.
like summarize what happened
She'll
during
go
the
and talk to
pheromone
Uncle
gas
Polly about
mask.
some things, and I'll go get a hairbrush.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So Elena can get to
Just put
Roxy's
myself
house.
in
Is
at
this
this point.
yeah, this music is probably fine
It's fine.
for now. Elena can get to the DeMarco's house. You can knock on the door and Mama DeMarco answers it. It's like, hello, Elena. It's nice to see you.
Give her a big hug. I'm here to pick up a hairbrush. Roxy forgot hers on her trip, and can't not brush her hair. Even though sometimes she just doesn't do it. I'm just gonna go drop off her hairbrush because sometimes she just doesn't brush her hair. And you really should.
Oh, all right. Do you want to stay for some coffee or some tea while you're here? Or just want to pick up the brush and go?
Comfort carbs.
I was gonna say
Scotty?
she's
I
got to
just made
stop.
some
She hasn't seen
cookies.
Mama DeMarco, the real Mama DeMarco, in a while, so she will stay for some tea.
There's shortbread.
Oh,
Aw.
yes.
Okay. Yeah, you can, while she's making a pot of tea, you can go upstairs and rifle through the bathroom and find Roxy's skull
The
embellished
hairbrush with the skull.
airbrush. And, tuck it away in your bag or whatever, and then come back down. And there's a nice fresh pot of tea that's made and lots of shortbread cookies filling a plate. You can have some tea and cookies.
Have some tea, cookies. Take some cookies back with her because there's
Oh,
nothing
yes.
to eat at that penthouse but weird Fey food.
If you tried to leave without the cookies, Mama DeMarco would be like, wait, take some cookies. Share it with the rest
share
of the
them.
girls.
Share them with the
I
girls.
love it.
But not Roxy, because Roxy is somewhere.
Roxy's in the woods camping.
Obviously, because that's the thing Roxy likes to do.
Okay. So you can do that and be on your way.
Find
Cynthia.
a military supply store to pick up some gas masks and filters.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's one in the 50s.
There's
No, I'm
there would
just
be,
picturing
because-
Hundreds.
I think those would probably be pretty frequent because of the just the threat of nuclear war.
Mm-hmm.
So,
The
For
Cold
me,
War.
it's
Yeah.
more of the
Surplus
mental
are
image
us.
of Elena walking into a military surplus store.
Oh yeah, with like I imagine her with like a bow and her hair's like got that like perfect like
it's
curl
winter.
like Sandra
She's got like
Dee,
the
like,
scarf on her head.
Yeah,
all tied
she's
up
got-
in
it's
long
very
wool
Sandra
pea coat.
D. Before
Yeah,
she
I love
before she
it.
like went all like black with high heels and stuff. Like it's that
Yeah.
Oh my god.
yeah.
before she
Like,
had
that's
to
what I
change
imagined.
herself for a man.
But she got
That's-
sewn into those pants and she looked really good.
She did look really hot in the pants, so like,
50-50.
Right after the movie, she realizes she's a lesbian. So
I mean
Joins
she
the lesbian
did
polycule.
she did marry a man who ended up being gay, so it's not without outside of the realm of possibility. So
All right. Yes, Elena, you can pick up some gas masks for everyone. And filters and stuff.
All that jazz.
Okay. So Cynthia and Roxy are gonna go talk to Hecate.
bring the recording.
I feel like it's still fairly early in the day, so would you try and schedule something in costume conspicuous, or would you wait until evening?
I think we'd probably wait till evening.
Okay.
yeah, we should go in costume anyways, just because Roxy
Yeah.
wants to not be running around with her Roxy face.
Yeah,
on.
Also, yeah. They know what possibly both of us, but definitely Roxy look like. So being out as civilians is risky business. So I think it's costume only for the foreseeable future unless we have to be in civilian mode.
Yeah, like when we
Right.
go to that bar, like we should be in civilian mode, but like maybe I can like bring like a mask, like a hood or something for like when we're out, a hat, sunglasses.
I will say if you bring that up, Cynthia will mention she's not entirely sure that that's a great idea just because
I mean, it's November. She could just bundle
Yeah,
up.
like put scarf and like a hat. Like really, like we can just be very discreet.
it's more staking out the location carries some inherent risk to it.
It does, but what else are we doing?
Yeah, that's fair.
I just feel like I gotta do something. I can't do something about there being 2 Roxys. I can't do something about those guys with like, it's probably best to like plan that better and maybe get my brain unhooked from like whatever they did to it. So that like they can't command me if we're gonna do that, or like Sylvie could take my face and then pretend to be me, and then they would tell her the code, but she doesn't have the code in her brain, so then that wouldn't matter for her, but she could just act like me, and then we could stake it out that way. But there's a lot of options for this. I've thought a lot about it, but we can't really do it right now. So,
Yeah, to be honest, my only takeaway from that was she's going to take your face off.
No, I mean, she was going to like try to imitate my face. I've never seen her imitate a human's face, but like maybe she could. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's less complicated than like a wolf when she did like the glitter werewolf. But I don't know.
I also am worried about making things worse for Joe when he gets back, since these people seem kind of control freaky and he disappeared.
That's why we're just listening and staking it out.
Fair.
Well, it's a reconnaissance mission, not like a fight the whole werewolf pack mission.
Please do not.
Yeah, no.
Until you're sure that you can win.
Yeah.
Currently, the answer to that is no. There are too many variables.
That's true. You have brought up a lot of good points about that. I will not just... Well, I don't know where they are anyways. We would have to find out where they are before we could fight them all. So, like, the first step would be to either go to the bar or question the people. But I feel like if we go after these specific people and start questioning them, then there might be, like, more questions than if we were to just, I don't know, get some drinks at a bar and then...
Yeah, no, I
listen,
recommend against
overhear things.
I don't want them to have any associations with my civilian name, face, identity, any of it.
Right. So, like, if we just go to a bar and have a few drinks, like, that's not an unheard of thing to do, right? Like, that's a normal thing that normal people do.
Depends on the bar. So
Okay.
I'd say surveillance at a distance first, because if it's like a bar that only has regulars who show up, then it'd be super weird if we did.
So we should stake it out a couple nights before we go in to do espionage. Okay.
Yeah, it's like increasing levels of surveillance, and that way you can know if it's a bad idea before you do things.
That's fair. I mean, my plan was just to act like a tourist. That was dumb.
It's more...
I didn't know.
Considering all the people they could be involved with in the city, I'd rather not risk it.
That's fair.
Not in civilian mode, at least.
Well, you know what else we could do is we could get disguises. It might not be a bad idea to get like a wig and like maybe dress me different than I normally dress.
It's a possibility.
I'm just saying, like...
Why don't we start with surveillance from a distance? And
Okay,
then we'll
let's
decide
do
from
that.
there.
Do I have to wear a skirt if we go in, like, in... If I have to dress up, I don't want to wear a skirt.
I don't think you have to.
Good. Okay. Great.
Anyways.
Okay. So we'll do a little bit of some time shenanigans here, and we can resolve what happens at night first, and then reverse time and have that conversation Joe wanted to have with Eugene. So you can reach out to Hecate and set up a meeting point if that is what you desire.
All right. While I'm doing that, I'll take putting out feelers for Rampage off the list and just get that taken care of.
Okay. You can like send
Just-
out some initial messages and then
Yeah.
just wait for them to get back, like connect.
Yeah, because it'll probably take at least a little bit.
Okay. You can meet at it on a nondescript rooftop somewhere in the city. Are you bringing Sarah with you, or is it just going to be you and Roxy?
I'm gonna ask Sarah if she wants to come.
I think she's a little hesitant. She's like, I want to, but considering everything that happens, I don't know if Hecate would be as willing to be upfront, considering I'm basically a stranger right now.
Hold down the fort instead.
You could hang with Elena.
That's true.
I don't
Okay.
know where Sylvie went. Something about
She had to go talk to your uncle.
making arrangements with Uncle Paulie or something.
Plant stuff. She missed some time. She's got to catch him up on the plants and the capitalism.
The plant capitalism, yeah.
They have their gardening thing.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
gardening club she's missed a lot of.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. That's fair. Makes sense. Fair.
It's a very intense gardening club.
It is. They're very serious about gardening.
It's the twist Roxy's known all along, and we've just gone above and beyond.
Wouldn't that be
And she thinks
hilarious?
it's
Oh, that would be
she just thinks
awesome.
we're being nice about it. My friends are so great.
They just pretend that my family doesn't kill people and bury
And
their
they don't
bodies
mind
and
at
make
all.
it into fertilizer. They just accept my family for
I mean,
who
to
they
be fair,
are.
Joe still doesn't know.
That's awkward for him.
Like, he's got enough social sense to realize that they're being weird about it. He does not know why.
That's because he's only a fraction more aware than Roxy.
That is genuinely true. Joe is smarter than Roxy, but the gap is like
But
this.
like a very small gap of and her emotional intelligence is like way up here.
Oh, yeah.
His
Yeah,
like way
yeah.
down here.
Emotional intelligence, she just blows him out of the water.
Yeah. Joe cannot emotional intelligence his way out of a wet paper bag. So.
No, absolutely not.
Not
He has
yet,
no
anyway.
idea. He would
Someday,
understand
maybe.
his own feelings, nonetheless anybody else's.
He's working on it.
Okay.
Yes, growth.
Nondescript rooftop.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
costume.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can get there. Hecate is probably already waiting for you.
What do you
Hi,
know about
Supermom.
werewolves? Just opens with that.
We missed you.
Like the equivalent of the power set Watchdog has.
Yeah.
So just like identical powers, or
Like
like
turning into a fuck off huge wolf person thing.
I know they're mythical creatures.
Okay.
Do silver bullets actually work on them?
I would not be able to begin to tell you.
Huh. Okay. Well.
Okay. I have a new entry for the secret society database. And it's werewolves, apparently.
There's a cult.
That's a thing.
It's a werewolf cult. And apparently they want to take over the city.
And I mean, who doesn't these days?
Seriously, if it's not one thing, it's another.
Fair, but people tend to be a little more overt about that if they do want to take over the city.
Yeah, I was actually really impressed that the werewolves are being so discreet.
It's more the secret society cloak and dagger route, I think.
Yeah.
Great. Great.
See, you can hear them from here.
They're everywhere.
They're on every street corner.
That's werewolf. I'm in the cult.
At some point, I probably get us to a place where I can actually play the recording for her, so she can take notes. But
Yeah, can do that and cycle through it all again. And by the time it's over, she is just, like, deep in thought. Okay. On
blue screens.
That's a lot to deal with. That is a lot.
Loading the Hecate
Yeah.
brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we probably should start planning for the werewolf apocalypse.
Ideally,
I personally feel like these people should not be in charge of the city. They don't seem very nice.
Ideally, anyone who is seeking power in such means shouldn't be in charge of the city. But
Usually,
hopefully we can stop this apocalypse before it gets started.
yeah, that would be ideal.
Yeah.
So we want to pick up some more information about them, but also, like, we might need to get a team of supers assembled to handle the situation.
That might be a little premature at this juncture.
Well, we should probably at least plan for, like, who we should ask and, like, you know, at least have them
Figure
on
out if
deck.
any of them are werewolves.
Yeah, I don't know if Silva actually works. This is going to be really awkward for Joe because now we don't know unless he, like, oh, I'm sorry. Watchdog. It'll be awkward for Watchdog
God.
if
Was
if,
that in character?
no, I
Okay.
fucked that up.
Okay.
So it'll be awkward for Watchdog
mean-
if he doesn't already know if Silva's bad for them or not.
We could test it.
That's what I was saying. The experiment would be a little awkward.
That's the kind of thing you need permission for first, though.
Obviously, but, like, you know.
God.
There are some ethical concerns there.
Like he's just like, what is happening?
Just debating ethics on the roof.
It's like,
werewolf.
This may as well happen.
A larger team to be involved with stopping this threat would be needed, probably necessary, but difficult to start recruiting people if we don't know the scope of their influence.
Well, we are going to work on figuring that out. But in the meantime, maybe because you're, like, connected with the super network, you know, you could think of some people who might be trustworthy, who we could potentially work with, collaborate on the werewolf problem in Halcyon with.
There's some people I could get in contact with, but that'll take some time.
Out,
That's fair. That's
what's
why I'm
actually going on the ground. This is more for an eventual big damn heroes kind of situation.
Yeah. So if it comes to blows.
Werewolf apocalypse.
The werewolf apocalypse.
Let's
The were-apocalypse.
Were-apocalypse.
Werewolf? They're wolf. They're everywhere.
The Paka.
He's just dying inside.
He's like, why is this happening to me?
It's like, why did I let my protege make friends?
So much nicer when she didn't have friends.
So much nicer when I didn't have to deal with these questions.
Anyways, I
Your
just thought there should be some preparation. I'm trying to really make some changes in my life by thinking things through before I do them. So this is part of my like growth, you know.
I just imagine that Cynthia's standing behind Roxy and gives Hecate the thumbs up. Hecate just says, I hope that goes well for you.
Cynthia's been a big help. She helps talk through all the things that could go wrong in my plan before I do my plan. That's why I tell her my plan instead of just going to do my plan.
And I love that you do.
That is a good approach.
Now I'm trying to think about these things too before I bring it to Cynthia. That's stage 2. Sorry, I've got a whole stages.
You have an idea when Watchdog will be back in town?
What, 4 days? I think it's 4 days. That's what Elena said. Easy living.
I mean, at this point, another day or 2.
Oh, okay. Couple days.
Okay. Hopefully he can give us a little more insight. And
Yeah,
at least direction into broaching this.
he did direct us to find the tape, so I guess he's willing to talk at least. But oh boy,
I really feel like he should have told us this sooner. I feel like this should have been nipped in the butt like a while ago. Like,
we can't change it now. We can
no,
only
that's
act on
true.
what we have.
You're right. We can only move forward. You know, but we can't help with problems we don't know about. So it would be best if we knew about them so that we could deal with them. You know, as future for feedback for the future, for improving his collaboration skills as a teammate.
We can have a team discussion about it once things aren't on fire anymore.
That's true. A lot of things are on fire. It's a whole bunch of fucking things. We got like 8 problems that we got to deal with that are all like very, very imminent. So right now we're just triaging shit that we can do stuff about and what we can't do stuff about.
Welcome to the almost big leagues.
Can we
I say
go
that
back to the
specifically,
minor
Roxy.
leagues? I like it better in the minor leagues. It was better
fight that
then.
pasta guy again.
I missed the lizard guy, to be honest. When we fought the lizard guy, that was way better than this. Way better. Even Tempest, that was better.
Yeah.
Tempest and Rampage, way easier to deal with.
These things tend to scale.
Somehow I don't feel like werewolves are going to be swayed with empathy.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Secret Society of Werewolves probably aren't gonna, yeah.
Depending on the size of it, the size of the group.
Oh,
You might be able to find some people who are less devoted to the cause.
that's true. I also don't know how packs work. Like, I just, like, in my head, imagine that, like, you just challenge the alpha to a fight, and then you're the new alpha, but, like, I don't think that's how it works.
I don't think that this pack knows how actual wolf packs work.
So maybe
who
we could
knows?
just challenge to a one-on-one fight, but we gotta figure out what all his stuff is, because he sounds like he's got some stuff that normal lycanthropes don't have, and that's a very...
This is not a situation where you want to go into a fight blindly.
That's exactly it, Hecate. Look at you, we're on the same page.
We sure are.
We're gonna get information first and wait for Joe to get back. Just surveillance and reconnaissance.
We're gonna be careful. I say more to Roxy than Hecate.
Yeah, we should probably find something to cover up our scents. They got good noses, don't they?
Yeah.
There's that spray or whatever but it kind of smells funny. But like hunters put it on when they're hunting so that they don't smell them, and we could maybe use that.
You get fucking bear spray.
Yep.
Or, I mean, maybe we could work with Sylvie to synthesize something. Since,
Might be best to work on that, and then when Watchdog returns, can test it on him
Yeah.
first.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, but like we could probably do surveillance now anyways though, because people walk around on the street all the time, you know?
Depends on the location.
Given the point about them having particularly good noses, I think we probably should avoid going into the bar for now.
Well, we're not going in the bar. We were just gonna do like rooftop surveillance.
Yeah, watching from a distance could probably still work, but we'll see.
We can get binoculars. Watch
What
them.
bar
Sorry,
are you
what
going
bar?
to?
The bar that they all associate at.
Werewolf bar. We're not going
Roxy
to.
pulls a crumpled piece of paper out of her pocket and she says,
Werewolf bar.
it is the Running Waters Tavern or something like that.
I'm picturing just that exactly written on the note.
Or something like that.
The funny thing is, you've got the
Question
name right.
mark.
It's not a bar. I don't know where the bar
And there's like
came
a
from.
full moon with like a little wolf like going ah woo, like a little like, and it's a bad stick figure drawing.
Okay, I think I did miss a memo, so it's not a bar.
It was just called the Running Waters.
Okay.
Oh, I thought it was a
So we
bar.
don't actually know where this is.
No.
Have we
Excellent.
ever heard of the Running Waters?
No.
Has
Probably
Hecate
not.
ever heard of the Running Waters?
The name does not ring a bell.
There are no businesses in Halcyon named the Running Waters.
You'd need a phone book for that.
We have a phone book.
Pulls out a phone.
But do you have a werewolf
Where
phone
were you
book?
hiding?
I do not have a werewolf phone book. I wonder if we could ask Uncle Paulie, since he's a werewolf lawyer, apparently. I mean, a werewolf, a lycanthropy law special. I don't know what the name is for it.
Okay.
We're going to wait for Joe to get back and test things.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay. She takes the tape back. Feeling like the world is a very weird place.
So,
even more so than
Hecate,
before.
I have some questions, like so ethical questions.
Oh no.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how okay are you with it if we find one of the betas of this pack and kidnap them and squeeze them for info? We don't have to literally squeeze them. I mean, like Sylvie can just do her scent thing and then they'll tell us stuff probably.
Well, to begin with, the most concerning aspect of that is kidnapping one of these betas.
Technically, it would be napping. None of them are kids, so we're not kidnapping them.
Abducting.
That is a correct term. We are abducting them. Mm-hmm. So that's
I mean,
a
some
no.
of them might be kids. We don't know how this is really.
Yeah, well, I assume the betas aren't kids. There might be like the other ones in the pack structure that are kids, like maybe I don't know, whatever they calling them, the Omegas, the whatever they call
I
them.
think Omegas are people outside the pack.
I don't think that it's okay to call people Omegas if they're outside the pack. I'm clearly a Sigma.
I just want to say I read too much fucking fan fiction for any of these conversations to not make me want to bust down laughing.
Anyways, so that's a no on the abduction.
It is there's a fine line to walk there. Because on the one hand, depending on your methods, the information you get might not be helpful or accurate.
Archery is a notoriously unreliable method of info gathering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you're a telepath.
You would also have to be careful as to where you bring them. Because it could,
True.
if it is a place that compromises all of you, you would have to consider what you're going to do with this person after you get the information you have. If it is not an area that whether it is or isn't an area that compromises you, you also have to be concerned with people tailing you and bringing down a larger force upon you. And just in general, how prepared you are to neutralize one of these individuals when we don't have a lot of working information right now.
I'm just thinking for the future. This isn't like a now plan. I just wanted to be clear on what our ethics are and all that.
It is a situation I would approach with caution.
In the background, Cynthia's just like,
Okay. That's not a no. Got it.
tabling that one for now.
I sometimes just sit with the board, the cork board. I don't sleep as much as everybody else all the time. And sometimes I just think about things, you know?
Internally, Hecate is just like, Roxy should not be left alone ever.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's all I have.
Okay. Did Roxy have any other questions, or was that it?
Oh god.
No. I just
All
thought
right.
it would be funny to talk ethics with Hecate.
Okay.
Oh boy.
She won't voice this aloud, but probably on some level. Hecate is thinking about experimenting on Silver with Watchdog and if that would be considered animal cruelty.
I love it. Roxy makes her think about things in weird ways.
So rewinding time a little bit into the car that Joe and Eugene are traveling in. Let me see if I can find something a little more appropriate for. Oh, you'd probably have some little music on. So, yeah. What you want to talk about?
If I've got my dates right, we are still on day 2 of travel, correct?
I think so.
Okay.
So it could either be that or we could skip ahead to the next day.
I would say probably skip ahead to the next day.
Okay.
Just for the sake of like moving things forward with them. But I feel like through conversation in the car, eventually Joe would come around to. But all right, really, why is your other form different than mine? Like, I get the pack is different than a pack, and there's a lot to unpack there. That wasn't intentional. But, like, you just kind of looked like a big wolf instead of, whole gnarly face and everything.
Well, on the one hand, I'm older, so I've had my form, so to speak, has had more time to mature. But your transformation goes through stages. When you're a newly turned wolf, it is not quite as wolf-like. It's similar to yours, where you still have a more human appearance. But as you get older, the form takes on more distinct wolf-like qualities. Larger in size than a regular wolf and still a bit more monstrous, but there's a difference.
That. Oh. Oh boy. That makes the pack a lot weirder. That's not an age thing in Halcyon, that's a rank thing. Like, remember how I was talking about the whole Delta, Gamma, Beta thing?
Yep.
What rank you are is what wolf level you are. Oh, that's weird. That's weird.
Okay. I think Eugene just gets very, very quiet.
So, I guess you're, like, far end of the process, I guess?
Essentially, my wolf form has pretty much fully matured at this point. You don't keep growing forever. But I've had enough experience in natural aging that it's gotten me to a certain point.
This is tied to aging, then if it's only moving in the pack with the alpha's permission. Oh. Ooh, that's potentially really concerning.
Everything you've said about this group has been concerning.
Yeah, fair. That's fair. But now the idea that people can only age in the pack if the alpha lets them.
Remind me, did you tell Eugene about the control aspect where...
Yes, we had discussed it in private messages, but sort of in between scenes here, Joe tells him like pretty much everything.
Because he would say, well, it's about as concerning as the fact that most people brought into the fold don't have control over their form until this person intervenes. So I'd assume there's a similar element at play between the two.
Ugh. I think I want to shower like under my skin after all of this. I don't know if that's even possible, but ugh, that's where I feel gross.
Maybe not quite, but hopefully taking care of this will make you feel cleansed and being able to move forward in your life.
Yeah. Moving forward. That's gonna be, something. Regarding getting there, though, I mean, I think I'll still have my dorm if you want to crash with me. Mr. Kirby might take an issue with it, but, you know.
That's fine, or I could get a hotel room.
I think I'd prefer it if you were closer to me, just because with all of this, I don't know, I don't want to risk me not being able to help you if things go south.
You don't need to take it upon yourself to protect me.
want to.
All right. You can watch out for me, and I can watch out for you.
Deal. Well, I suppose, depending on how things go, both of us might be sleeping in the base anyway. Hope you don't mind sleeping on a sofa. And a room full of really weird stuff.
Can't be any worse than a cot in a tent.
Eh. There's some nights where I wouldn't mind that again. You get to see the stars that way.
In that aspect, not so bad, but I've had cots and tents in less pleasant locations.
Yeah. I'll watch your back while you watch mine, alright?
Sure thing, kiddo.
That's all I had, unless you want to add something else. We can cut to Joe finally getting back to Halcyon.
Okay.
Wait, but Elena wanted to do something, or am I misremembering? Or no, you did the...
I was just hanging out with Sarah.
Yeah.
So
Are there-
unless we have any other scenes we want to resolve before Joe gets back.
Is there
We
anything
were gonna do
anyone-
a couple nights of surveillance, right? Just far away surveillance. Oh wait, we don't know where it is, do we?
We don't know where it is.
Are you gonna try to
Um,
find
If
it?
you ask her, if you ask Elena, she can try and do some digging.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you
Rich
do
people
that.
digging.
Oh, well, you do that. Cynthia was going to covertly look through her dad's shit and also her mom's shit.
Are you going back to the house to do this?
Yeah,
Okay.
I am climbing in my fucking bedroom window. Or probably a hallway window or something not super conspicuous.
Okay. With all the events going on, you could probably find a night where they're both out of the house.
Are we doing
Um,
the buddy system still?
Yeah.
So, which
Oh,
one
boy.
of us? You probably took Elena though, because she can float up into the window.
Elena's also a little stealthier.
Also, it's a great idea to leave Sarah and Roxy together. Nothing could possibly ever go
Elena
wrong.
glows, but like she has all her skin covered. It's winter. She's bundled up.
I'm looking forward to whatever chaos awaits us when we return.
Set a good carrot, bud.
Okay. Two of you can get inside the house. You're probably on the second floor in the hallway. It's long, dark, depressing.
I'm gonna go find my dad's office.
You can do that. It looks the same as probably the last time you snuck in here.
Over the years, have I ever found any sort of like hiding places, secret safes, stuff like that?
I mean, there's probably a safe in there with important documents, some extra cash, some valuables, stuff like that.
I'm gonna give it another sweep just in case there's anything that's like extra hidden.
I mean, I'd say probably some of the documents get cycled out just if it's stuff that's in progress, and then the business that's completed, so it moves out and just stuff moves in. We'll see.
Oh no.
Rifling it through this safe, you do find a new contract for what appears to be a partnership with a philanthropic research organization by the name of Normal.
Motherfucker.
And it's dated very recently.
So philanthropic partnership between Normal and him, or between Normal and the city?
Looks like he's mainly the currently acting as the what's the word? Kind of like the establishing party of this, and is very like limited access partnership with this city council at this point, but obviously aims to expand that. So kind of like testing the waters in the early days.
Was ist normal?
Those are the people who
Evil shadow organization?
they were
One
the
of them.
ones running the camp.
We could just destroy this. Nobody has to know.
He would know it was gone, which I'd rather preserve the element of surprise.
I'd say at this point, knowing his work and stuff, you would almost like be able to guarantee that there are other copies of this.
Yeah.
This isn't the sole copy.
Yeah.
He gets everything signed in triplicate.
Normal would also need their own copies of the contract as well.
There's no way we can quickly and quietly make a copy without.
Not in the 50s.
Nope.
No, we're not in the 50s. We don't have little tiny spy cameras to.
Eidetic memories. That's what you have.
I do
write down as much information of it.
Take some quick notes.
Take down all the names, addresses, phone numbers.
I am especially taking care to write down any name on here. I don't think there would be many, but
On the addresses and phone numbers, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Probably no actual maybe an address to what you would assume is an office
Headquarters.
building.
Yeah.
Headquarters. And like a single name and a phone number, contact phone number.
does the contract describe what it's for?
It looks to be doing a research into curbing the superhero activity that's been going on in Halcyon.
Sounds like my dad.
Of course, in the
Good.
most community forward philanthropic way.
There's no real way to leak this to the press because it look on paper fine.
It's in line with his platform that he ran on.
Yeah.
And we need concrete evidence on things that Normal did. Even if I tried to testify or something, if we could even convince somebody to bring the case, they have ways of shutting these things down.
This is a very big fish to fry. I don't think it is.
It's not something I think we can deal with right now, but we know, which is better than not.
Yeah, tells the appropriate. Because this doesn't just affect us, this affects every hero working in the city.
Yeah.
You hear in Roxy's voice in your heads, not that she's actually there telepathing, just you can hear her say, turn Normal against the wolf pack, let the problems take care of each other.
Let the wolves eat themselves.
Then we can deal with whatever's left.
Let them fight.
Let the wolves eat the rich.
Let the wolves eat the rich, then we'll eat the wolves.
I got bad news. The wolves are the rich.
Ah, fuck.
Some of them. The rich wolves eat the other rich people.
Then we can eat the rich wolves, and I bet their fat is marbled perfectly.
No sign that I can find of pack involvement, just normal scumbaggery from him. So Cynthia puts the document back exactly how she found it. Closes everything up.
Would
Kinda
there
wish we
be
had a glitter mouse to hide in here?
No, we're in the house. We're not in City Hall.
We're in the house.
Yeah, you're in the house.
Hi, crybaby.
And fuck it. I think my mom's got an office around here somewhere.
We'll raid her office as well.
Probably a smaller one.
Yeah.
Cynthia's mom is
Down the hall.
the Barbie werewolf.
You can get into hers.
Same routine. See if there's anything additional that's been hidden recently.
Doesn't look like it. Just lots of socialite planning events.
Yep. Sounds about right.
And her philanthropy. So basically just getting social brownie points while staying rich.
Yeah. I mean, I guess she does do financial consulting, but
most of her stuff stays in her office.
Work.
Yeah.
Well,
Place of work.
we could probably not break into City Hall, but if business would be on records, and if maybe they don't have a number in the phone book, they would have.
Yeah, we can at least look at building records for that. It's probably a front fake office, but it's worth looking. With that taken care of, she's gonna sneak back out.
Okay. You can do that. No issues there.
Roxy's going to try to convince Sarah that she has a faster way to find Rampage.
Oh god.
I'll go out on the street.
They're
corner
just
and
gonna
yell,
be like,
"Rampage."
What do you mean?
Maybe.
Well,
Faster way
if
to
you
find
take some
Rampage.
spray paint and then we spray paint on a warehouse accelerant and then arrow up and then we hide on the warehouse roof, she'll find us. She will find us. I guarantee it.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because anyone else who knows what that means could come looking too.
That's kind of like solving extra problems, which is like being super efficient.
It depends on whether those people are good or bad.
I guess.
Or people who saw the commotion the first time and are gonna assume that you or me or both of us were behind that and come looking, or other people who were in charge of that program.
Then we recruit
are
those
also
people
coming.
too.
Might not work if it's the cops.
Cops. All right, fine. Okay, plan B. We could teach the plants to look for Rampage.
So like a plant spy network.
You know what? That's not a terrible idea, actually. We could have them spy all over the city for us.
We might need your friend who can actually like communicate with the plants to help with that one.
Look, I've been teaching the plant sign language. She just shows.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let the plant telegram go looking.
She's going to show the plants a map of the city and point to the warehouse district where she thinks that Rampage is staying.
Okay. The tentacle just like bobs up and down.
And she gives them a domino mask so that Rampage will know it's us. She puts it on the plant.
The plant, where is it?
Yes. It is a super plant.
Slithers off somewhere else.
Yes. See, look. I'm helping.
Yep. Maybe I should enlist some plants to rob museums for me.
You know, we could probably teach them a lot of things. You know, robbing is probably not out of the question.
I mean, no one would believe if a plant just lifted their wallet from them.
That's true. They would probably get institutionalized.
Probably.
And thus was poison ivy created in this universe.
And We've gone down a whole nother route. Remember when Elena said, when we get home, maybe I will commit myself to a life of crime?
It's begun.
Here we go. I don't like sitting on my hands and just waiting for stuff. It's not my style.
Sometimes you got to change it up a little bit. I don't normally go around in giant shield armor.
I don't really understand why you don't do that all the time, actually, because that's really
Sometimes
cool.
I have to be discreet. You don't just want to announce your presence when you're sneaking into a museum to kindly remove some of their priceless artworks.
Yeah, just taking it off the hands, you know.
Yep.
They got a lot anyways, you know. They probably need to get rid of some stuff. You know.
It's just cluttering the walls.
Purging and stuff. Whatever. So. I don't care. Steal that. It's fine. As long as you're stealing from the rich. Museum is owned by rich people, so it's fine.
It's only some of them. But
well,
other times I steal from rich people, so it balances out.
So it's rich people. It's fine. You know, this is where Roxy starts talking about socialism, and then we have to teach the plant socialism. Steal from the rich, give to the poor. You could steal from the rich and then redistribute the wealth to the less wealthy.
Sort of technically already do that, because it goes in my pocket.
I guess you are less wealthy.
Yeah.
But, you know, you could think bigger. Steal bigger and then do good things with the money.
Maybe.
You could completely reinvent yourself if we don't get your memory like reinstated into this world. You could do whatever you want. That's pretty cool.
I already do whatever I want.
Oh. Okay, well.
So. Much to people's displeasure.
Who is displeasure that you do what you want?
People I steal from.
Oh, that's fair. I wouldn't like it if you stole my stuff, but my stuff's not worth very much money, so you wouldn't really get a lot for it. And I'd be real mad if you stole Betty Crocker or Polly Rocket, because like those are my two favorite like things that aren't alive. And I would probably get upset, and I am very strong, so. Well, I'd probably just take it back. I just pick it up and take it back. What are you going to do? Stop me? Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe what your shield stuff could do. Who knows?
I wonder if you could break my shields.
You want to go to the training room and I can try?
Yeah.
Experiment. Let's do this.
I feel like Cynthia and Elena just get back to the sounds of like loud banging coming from the direction of the train.
And the place the building kind of shaking. Like I imagine Roxy trying to like go at the shields is like Is she able to break the shields?
Roll to unleash your powers.
Okay. I'm rolling dice, and I think I put the dice in my pocket, but I did not, so here they are. I did not break her shields. No.
What'd you get?
I got a 5.
Okay. Yeah, they hold up.
These are badass shields.
Pretty steady.
And you do get some potential out of it.
I do.
Yeah, I think while maintaining them, she's like, good to know they hold up against super strength.
Yeah. It means that they'll hold up against werewolves, because, well, I guess I don't know about that alpha guy, but like, I'm stronger than Watchdog, and I think it chafes him a little.
Are you sure it's not the chaps?
The chaps could chafe. I haven't asked. I think that the hair protects him from that chafing. It's more emotional chafing that gets to him, you know?
You know what emotional shields are called?
What are they?
Boundaries.
That's so true. You gotta have good boundaries. So important for your mental health to have good boundaries.
Okay.
You know. Yeah, I feel like they walk in and we're just like fucking around and the place is shaking and like
Sarah just has a shield up and Roxy's just like punching it, and it's not really doing much, but they're having a good time.
Yeah, they're having a lot of fun.
And just shouting over the noise, like, you know what emotional shields are called?
Yeah.
You're
You're muted.
You're muted.
You're muted.
I assumed that nobody could hear you over the loud noise
Yeah.
that you were just like making.
I love it. But Cynthia straight up just starts taking notes because stress testing powers is an interest of hers.
Okay.
Helena just watches.
Roxy too. She likes to test her limits and things like that.
At some point, she'll just make Roxy like lighter so she flies forward faster.
Oh yeah, so it's like more force.
But she's also not expecting it, so she's trying to.
Yeah, so
Like, oh,
she's
whoops.
more like falling through the air
Uh-huh.
ungracefully. Whoa, I'm floating.
We've returned.
I wonder if Elena could make the shields less dense and then they would be more impervious, or more dense and then they would be more like.
I think they would need to be more dense.
I think the amount of gravity manipulation you would need to affect a light construct might create a black hole.
That's a whole.
Oh
different,
yeah, that's probably not safe to
whole
test.
different ballpark.
Huh. Yeah, it's probably safer to just test my abilities. I'm sure glad that I don't have
If
gravity.
that's something we're going to test, we need to test it not here. I
Maybe
like the
in
space.
like
Yeah, we really don't want that plate.
specific
What would happen
lab
if you put the
built for
face
this
portal
kind of thing.
in a black hole? Oh my god, I don't want to
might
know.
destroy
Spaghetti
whatever that
fay.
leads to.
It would become a spaghetti realm.
I'm just putting a bag of holding inside another bag of
In
holding.
a
Both of them
portable
are
hole.
destroyed. Shoop. Gone.
Well, that's about as much reconnaissance as I'm in the mood for at the moment. So I am going to pass out.
All right. I have the plants doing reconnaissance too.
Okay. I look forward to hearing about that in the morning. I don't think I have the brain space for it right now.
Cool.
I have questions, but I don't know if I want to know.
You know, I think Natalie could probably make super outfits for the plants.
Oh
I gave them a domino mask to wear,
They don't
so
know
their
eyes.
identity doesn't get compromised.
I think Cynthia hears this and just on the couch where she is lying down, just turns over and puts the pillow over her head. Like, I'm not dealing with this right now. I do not have to, and so I will not.
Internally, I'm just thinking of like someone seeing a plant without a domino mask just show up, and they're just like, a plant, and then it whips out and puts on the domino mask, and it's like, Perry the plant.
Perry the platypus.
Yeah, Perry the
Mhm.
platypus.
Yes.
Okay. What if that's all? I think that's a good spot to take a break, and then we can come back. Joe can reconvene with the team in Halcyon finally.
I'm back.
we get to meet Daddy Dog.
Oh god.
Excited
Excited.
for all
Watch
the dominoes
Daddy.
to fall.
Watch Daddy.
Yeah.
Watch Daddy.
Watch Daddy.
Watch
Oh
Daddy.
yeah, I like that one.
Okay. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Hey, this might come out as total madness, but just wait. Under streetlights, right next to the skyline. With you, yeah. I've been a cynic for so many of my days. Now you just my makeup, believer out of me. 'Cause you look so pretty in the sunrise, and somehow now everything is alright. I feel like every word is so translucent, so real. Oh, won't you tell me how you do it? Now I'm high, but the buzz in the room, surrounded by people I couldn't care, yeah, but nobody but you. Sway, move me now, baby, dance, give into the moment. With you, under streetlights, right next to the skyline. With you.
Maybe if you could get the attention of the head of security, Major Canex.
So you want us to do arson? That will get their
maybe
attention.
Maybe we just
No,
say someone robbed our purse.
That's a little extreme.
Oh,
to
okay.
start with.
Yeah, we just some lying to start with, and if that doesn't work, we can set a fire in the
Or,
bathroom.
Maybe you could
Yeah.
just like try being charismatic and talking to him first, and just like getting him away from the crowd.
Have you met me?
Yes.
Yeah, but if we draw, if it goes horribly wrong and we draw the attention of the entire security guard right from the get-go, we're not gonna
So you just need the head security guard's attention.
need a way to get to the security building.
So you need the keys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We just lift the keys off of him. That's not too hard.
I was gonna say pickpocketing. This is just Fury has a choice board of crimes and like choose a crime from the choice.
Spin the wheel of
There's just-
crime. Pick the poison.
There's a linear progression of crimes. Do we want to start at the less extreme end or the more extreme end?
Which end of the crime board are we starting at?
It's just like-
on the bottom side here, you have like your minor crimes like pickpocketing, shoplifting. On the major, you
Lying
have, like,
to
arson,
authorities.
murder.
Just have like a wheel of fortune wheel. Just be like, what are we gonna do today?
Exactly.
The wheel of morality. Tell us the
Show us the
lesson we
crime
should
that we should
learn.
burn.
Yeah. Fury puts it in her pocket, but she starts pulling she takes her jacket off and she starts pulling the patches off, like all her revolutionary patches that are on her jacket that say exactly what she stands for. Probably a good night not to advertise.
But I made that one.
I know.
Just-
It's
just so sad.
beautiful.
Instead of taking off the patch, just leave the jacket here.
Wow, that's way more logical. I imagine they're Velcroed on, so.
Now you just have a Velcro jacket. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm talking like I'm the one with the fashion sense. I'm literally wearing a striped shirt and a scarf.
I know. I was like, all right.
But in your defense, you're making it work.
It was also the logical argument. Like, why are you ripping off patches? And you can just like leave the jacket.
You should probably go in the security room.
Yeah, otherwise
Ah.
we're just gonna touch stuff that looks cool, and that's not gonna happen.
Don't
No.
just
Yeah,
touch
we could
stuff.
like find a PA system or something, and
Oh,
then
that's-
Oh, then we can play fart noises over the PA system.
No.
Finally.
Yes. So you go to the security room. Maybe either Layla or I can look out. Then we can have a couple people on the floor. You know, just walkie-talkie time.
When you feel like it's over and nothing else matters, I know you feel so divided. Pick yourself up again. Show me light. Show me love. Show me light. Show me love. Make a change. Time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me light. Show me love. This is all we got. Show me light. Show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. Show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. Show me life. Show me love. This is all we got. Sometimes life will push you down. Make you fall onto the ground. But I know you will turn it around. Oh, this is all we got. And I know you'll make mistakes. Get interference and lose your way. Find the light when it rains. Oh, this is all we got. Show me light. Show me love. Make a change. Time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me light. Show me love. Show me light. Show me love. Make a change. Time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me light. Show me love. This is all we got. Show me light. Show me love. This is all we got. 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 Show me love. Show me life. Show me love. This is all we got.
Fast forward a little bit, and Joe. I think that probably there's just a dramatic panel of like the signs slowly counting down as you're approaching Halcyon City limits, Halcyon city limits. And finally you see it in the distance. Where are you going first?
Well, firstly, I'm going to roll down my window and
Take a big
say,
sniff.
How?
no,
Oh.
to both of these,
Stick your head out.
and say to Thistle, can you do me a quick favor?
Depends on what it is.
I assume you know where the penthouse is if you came through the weird closet there.
Yep.
If you wouldn't mind heading back there and letting the team know that we're back in town. Until we've got everything established, I don't want to risk drawing too much attention to the place.
Okay. Sure. You probably just hear the faintest flap of wings as she flies out the window.
Joe will, as casually as possible, drape an arm out the window, fully assuming that he is now being watched.
Okay.
And now I get to fully describe Joe's paranoia to all of you. As y'all know. But the first stop is going to be my dorm, I think.
Okay.
We'll see if I can get back in without too much issue.
Yeah, I think even as you pull up and park, there's probably, because it's the middle of the day, there's probably a few people who are just walking along, but pause, like not a long time, but pause and are definitely like take notice, like other students, because I imagine like you're well known on campus, your car is well known on campus, and they're kind of just like, Joe Tatley's been gone for a couple months.
Yep. I will disembark with Eugene, grab the luggage, and see if Mr. Kirby will let me back into the dorm.
I mean, he doesn't own the dorm.
True. He is the guard, though.
No, he's not.
Isn't Mr. Kirby your stepdad?
Yeah.
I am losing my brain. Ditko. Yeah.
I was like,
No,
What are you
I'm
talking
sorry.
about?
That was fully a fail on
why
my part.
is your
I forgot my own NPC
stepdad
name.
bouncing to the dorm? Like,
No, sorry. No.
Actually,
Ditko.
step grandpa.
That's true.
like he's
I
so
think-
rich.
Fully my bad.
I mean, do you imagine he watches the dorms all day? I feel like he's more of a night watch.
Yeah, probably Night Watch. But
So
still, it's a question of whether Joe's on the fly list at this point for the dorm.
you have your key. You can
They've
be
given your dorm
probably
away.
like the front entrance, because I imagine there's like a front desk and everything, and that's typically unlocked during the day. It's only at night where you need to actually use your key to get in, so you can get into the lobby at least. And there's probably a student working a part-time gig, just like, there's a rotation for the front desk where they keep an eye on things.
Yep.
So you walk in, and I think they are doing some schoolwork or some finals are coming up, so they're studying and like twirling a pen in their hand, and then they hear the door open and look up, and the pen just like flies out of their hand as they see you walk in.
I give it a solid chance Joe probably knows this person, right? If they've been like working the dorm.
Yeah, probably. Say their name is Anthony. His name is Anthony. But a lot of people in general just know who you are.
Yeah. Hey, Anthony.
Hey, Joe. You're back.
Yeah. And sorry about being gone. I imagine there'll be a more official thing about it, but for the time being, I don't suppose my dorm's still my dorm.
As far as I know, it is.
Thanks. Joe will walk off, leading Eugene to the dorm.
I think Anthony, you just feel Anthony's eyes watch you go.
Oh yeah. Like Joe's trying to play it cool, but internally he's just like everyone's staring at me, and I know exactly why.
Yep. You can get up to your floor.
Try the key.
It unlocks.
Okay. That's one crisis averted. Joe will like throw the suitcases on into like a corner.
Yeah.
Make yourself at home. Bathroom's over here. I don't know what state other Joe might have left everything in. We might need, I don't know, food or something. I'll try to grab something while I'm out and about.
Are you okay to go alone?
I think I need to, at least at first. Yeah, just give me a minute here. And Joe will head into his bathroom, go into the medicine cabinet, and grab a bottle of cologne and start liberally applying it. Start scent masking.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say overall your dorm itself looks how you left it. Even though Henry was rifling through things, it's not a mess.
And I'll double check my suspicions. The recording and mask are gone from underneath my mattress?
Yep.
Okay. Really hope they
I will
remember.
also say, because of Joe's recent paranoia before everything happened and Cynthia's influence, you probably, it doesn't look like a sheriff's badge, but you probably have a spare communicator in your room. If you would like to take it.
Okay. Like a half-finished prototype that Joe just like held on to.
Yeah, maybe. Or just like one of the generic ones.
Yeah. This was the first one he got given before he was officially part of the team. Just like the beta version of the communicator. I'll grab that, double check that still worked.
Yeah.
Then I'll sort of like press my hand on Eugene's shoulder for a second. If something happens, head to this address, and I'll write down the address. Do I actually have the address of the apartment or the base?
I
think
mean,
I
you
do.
you sent Coach
Yeah,
Oleander there, so I would assume yes.
Yeah, okay. I'll write
the
down
base
the
itself
address.
has no address, but the building it's in does.
Yeah, you would know the building, at least.
I'll
So
give him that address and I'll say, if I'm not back later on tonight, I want you to head here and tell Cynthia Evans that I sent you, okay? She'll know what to do from there.
okay. Be safe.
I don't really know if safe's an option right now, but I'll see what I can do. Now hug him.
He hugs you back.
I love you, Dad.
I love you too, Joey.
And Joe will start heading for the door, pause, open up his closet, reach into a back corner, and pull out his spare watchdog mask and stuff it into his pocket as he leaves.
What? Where are you headed?
Back to the rocket. Just desperately trying to avoid everyone staring at me.
You cannot do it as easily as you would like.
And I will start driving to the Hungry Sailor, but as I am doing so, I'm going to switch on the communicator. And I'm
Okay.
going to try to contact Cynthia.
All right. I mean, yeah, it's probably tied to one of the frequencies that reaches the base. So, what do you say, Joe?
Watchdog to Echo. You there?
Am I there?
And I would say so, unless you think you're out doing something. But even then, wouldn't you have a communicator on you?
Yeah, mostly I'm just waiting for Joe to get back because, yeah, we don't know what we're doing right now.
I was gonna say we have Roxy's hairbrush if you wanted to do science stuff.
That's true. We probably
Or
have some chemical
pheromone
analyses
testing
running
to
somewhere.
do other
but-
science
Oh yeah,
stuff.
she probably brought that. I mean, they probably at some point, whoever her buddy in the buddy system was, they probably stopped by Henry's and dropped off the hair samples and
Got a cheek swab.
got a cheek swab done.
Yeah.
Echo, I'm gonna say, was sitting at like a desk just reading through files, doing research, etc. Sort of, I assume they had rolling chairs in the 50s.
Yeah.
I think so.
Rolls the chair over to the comm system, picks up. Good to hear from you. Directly.
Okay, so you know your code name? You know about being a hero, right? Please?
Yeah, okay, Watchdog.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Alternate reality, other bullshit, etc., etc.
Yeah. Guessing you already figured it out, but other Joe tried to go back home.
Window rock?
Yeah.
Well, since you're calling on the comm, I assume you're somewhere in Halcyon?
Yeah, I just got done stopping by the dorm, dropping off my bags. I got some things to take care of, but
Okay.
did you and the team get that gift from Henry that I was talking about?
Yes, and given the nature of it, I'm incredibly concerned about the kind of things you have to go get done now.
Well, it's something that has to be done, or there'll be bigger, worse problems.
What is it exactly?
There's a long pause. Can Hecate listen in to this conversation if she wanted to?
I mean, she's not here.
But this is her tech, her communicators, right?
No, I built these.
So she can't, like, listen in without us knowing?
Without us knowing, I don't think so.
How sure are you no one else could?
There are a lot of powers out there. Can never be 100% sure. But if somebody is listening in, then they would have heard what was on the tape when we played it.
Yeah, fair.
Conversely, you could come here and tell me in person.
I will. Just as soon as I put out a few fires.
Do you need to go get beaten up by werewolves? Is that what's going on here?
I'm really hoping there's not a beaten up part to it, but I have someone I report to. And he's understandably a little angry.
Please don't die.
The hell do you think I've been trying to do?
You gotta leave the name and address of your friend before you can go over to his house, watchdog.
Did that actually just happen, or?
If it's on the communicator channel, can I hear it then?
Not unless you activate it.
Oh.
Hmm.
Then no.
Well, unless we're in the same room
Unless you're in
as
the same-
Cynthia,
We might be.
there's a very good chance we're probably not if she's doing boring science stuff.
I
We
think
could
the
be.
conversation would have gone different if there were other people around.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair. All right. Then
We're
never mind.
probably off doing something while she's down in the lab and doing other
Back in the
science
training
things.
room.
Yeah.
with
We
Sarah.
are doing plant shenanigans or testing powers.
Probably testing that pheromone gas
Mhm.
masks.
Yeah.
Listen,
I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and assume that you are fairly confident you will not need some sort of extraction from this meeting.
long silence.
I should note I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt against my better judgment. Just to say, even if that's not true, Please be careful if you can be.
If you don't hear back from me by, I don't know, hour from now, his name's Roscoe Schofield. He owns the Hungry Sailor down by the waterfront. If you listen to the recording, he's blindside.
Ooh.
And he's my sire. Which
Yeah, I don't.
apparently is not a werewolf thing, but you know what? We're gonna discuss that later, because that's a whole other can of worms that's been recently opened that really should be discussed in person, among other things.
If you don't call back in an hour and it turns out you're dead and you never get to explain that cryptic ass statement to me, I'm going to find a way to resurrect your ass just to make you tell me.
Don't worry, I've already kind of set it up that if something does happen to me, you'll get the full story. But
on one hand, I respect the thinking ahead. On the other hand, what the fuck, dude?
I don't know what's going to happen when I walk in there, okay? But the way I'm trying to get this to you, I cannot risk him.
I'm not knocking the fact that you made preparations. I'm feeling very out of my depth with having all of this sprung on us at the last minute without warning, and honestly without context. And I understand why you had to keep it secret. I'm not sure if the rest of the team's going to understand that, but at the same time, I guess I'm just worried about you. I don't want to see you get hurt, and I realize that this is a situation where you don't have a lot of control over that. And I guess I'm just not good at situations I can't control.
Another kind of protracted pause. Clicks back on. I'm sorry about the other world and how I acted.
I'm sorry too. I wasn't thinking about your perspective as much as I should have been. And I let my emotions get the better of me. There's a time and a place for that, but not in that situation. I'm sorry for it.
I'm sorry I couldn't help.
There's literally no way you could have changed that. You were there in the end. That's what mattered.
Just whatever happens in the next hour, I just want you to know that I think you're pretty great at the superhero stuff, and maybe you can't be a normal person or don't want to be, but I don't think you necessarily should, because you're pretty excellent at not being normal. And I don't know if what I'm saying is making any sense, but you know, if this is the last time we're gonna talk, I want to say these things, I guess.
I think I get what you're saying. And for what it's worth, I might not have any particular desire to be normal, but I respect the amount of effort you put into it, even if I don't really understand it.
Even if it's not going to mean crap in a few minutes.
Maybe, but maybe not. There's, given the situation with the people you're involved with. I feel like things would have gone a lot worse if you didn't have that connection to normality. It's easy to lose yourself in situations where everything is stacked against you. So I don't think it was a bad choice to make, and I don't think it means nothing. You still did it, and you were pretty good at it. And assuming you do get out of here alive, which please get out of here alive, then it'll take some rebuilding, but you have a structure to work with at least.
Cynthia, go ahead and roll to comfort or support someone.
Oh, so desperately needs it.
You pick the person who's not good at comforting and supporting. Oh, well, I mean, it's barely squeaking by at a 7.
Okay, on a hit, they hear you. Joe, you can either mark potential clear condition or shift labels if you open up to Cynthia.
I do think I will clear guilty, and I will open up. To make a long, complicated situation short, that messenger I was talking about, it's my dad. And he's a werewolf.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
that you were not until
I wasn't, but
Oh,
like I said, it's complicated, but to make a very weird situation short, the Alpha's more than just a threat to Halcyon, they're a threat to werewolves as a whole.
it just keeps getting weirder.
Brace.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I'm not necessarily predisposed to optimism, but I'm going to choose to hope that I'll be meeting both you and your dad shortly.
Here's hoping. And
Be smart. Don't take any unnecessary risks. Unnecessary. And I have faith in you to make it through this. Whatever happens.
Thanks.
I think you're more resilient than you give yourself credit for.
I think I'm more stupid than I realize.
Aren't we all?
You're not.
In my own way, I am.
If you've ever been stupid, it must have been the smartest way possible, because I haven't seen it.
It's a story for another day.
I'll try to make it to the other day.
I look forward to it. 1 hour.
1 hour. Watchdog out.
Echo out.
Okay. While that conversation is happening, wherever Roxy, Elena, and Sarah are, Thistle appears.
Yeah, I imagine when Thistle flies in, we've got like those rolly chairs. And you remember that video that you shared of the Titanic on the rolly chairs singing like I will always love you.
Are we
Like,
reenacting the Titanic on rolly chairs?
Yes.
I guess, are we inventing the Titanic on rolly chairs?
Yes.
I can make them float.
And I was gonna say, Elena has. Well, they don't even have to be rolling chairs. Elena makes us
Yeah.
all float, and we are
We could
like
be doing this on the
standing on
couch.
floating chairs. Yeah.
Sarah could try reconstructing the Titanic out of shields.
Doing a musical. Yeah, she constructs the Titanic. We're floating over it, and we're doing a musical number, and that's what I imagine Thistle walks in on.
Humans are so weird.
It's just chaos.
Yep. Thistle probably just like, oh, just another day here, I guess.
Hey, Thistle.
Pistol.
Hi.
Does that mean Joe's back?
Yeah.
I say, Watchdog must be is in the city.
He's in the city, has to do some stuff.
What stuff?
Stuff he doesn't want to share.
Like join a cult?
Yeah, I feel like he doesn't get to keep secrets anymore. I feel like we like maybe the his judgment might not be the greatest if he's joining cults, you know?
I mean, even if it wasn't joining cults, I don't know if his judgment was that good to begin with.
That's true.
But as for as long as I've been watching him, I don't know all his secrets, so I can't exactly spill them.
Yeah, so like why would you choose Joe as like your champion person? Like I just have questions about it. You
She
know?
has been hung up on this ever since we got back.
Well, looks like that might not matter that much anymore.
Was
Yeah,
it
'cause
part
he's
of
in a
the
wolf
cult
cult.
kind of thing, or is it unrelated to the cult? Are you part of the cult?
I am not part of this cult, and it was not related to the cult.
Did you know about the cult?
I didn't.
Wow, I'm impressed.
I'm sure you saw him going
I mean,
places,
I know
but
he
you
was
didn't know
doing
what it
suspicious
was.
stuff, but I didn't know.
Okay.
I don't know all
okay.
the broader details.
Fair enough. No, back to the question, why'd you choose Watchdog out of all of us? Like
He had
Chutzpah.
a certain intention
Je
about
ne
him.
sais quoi.
intention, like what? Like I'm trying to figure this out, you know?
A sense of goodness.
And we don't.
Oh no, that tracks. That makes so much sense
Not
now. Elena just
his
drops
is-
the couch.
his is more pure.
See, this makes a lot of sense.
You want to do good, but have interesting methods of going about it.
Well, so
He's he's straight laced.
okay, that's a better word. I was gonna say, I feel like sometimes Joe's principles get in the way of doing good.
Because you didn't go to school with him, you would have had the same principle.
Grabs Elena by the face and like kisses her on the mouth. Like, I love you so much. I was talking about like the principal, like not the principal, but the principal, you know? It's different spelling, you know. I'm not really good at spelling though. Anyways, I just remember that how to spell principal, like the pal, because it has pal at the end, you know?
Princip. Yeah, the princip.
Principal is like in charge of the school, and like a principal is like your values and stuff.
Like dean of school.
Your moral code. I feel like his moral compass makes him very judgy sometimes.
He's set in his ways.
I mean, you know, like lawful good isn't always like the best. Just saying.
Maybe not. Certainly seems to mean he's not going to help me, so
Yeah, he's weird about the Fae too, you know?
I noticed pretty quickly, actually.
He's pretty afraid of the unknown, I feel like. He doesn't do well with ambiguity. That was my word of the day.
It's hard to
Don't
control
the
things that
Fays
you don't know
usually
about.
deal in one or the other? They're not very ambiguous.
What, Fae?
Yeah.
No, well, I would say that they're not quite as black and white, like fit into one box as Joe would like, you know? Like he likes things that line up real nice and like neat and stuff, you know? I feel like the Fae color outside the lines a little.
Maybe a lot.
Yeah.
But maybe he'll loosen up a little bit.
Maybe we could help you with your problem after we deal with the clusterfuck that is our lives. You know.
We have a whole cult to deal with. There's
two of me. We've got actually I was gonna ask you questions about this. Okay. So when we came back through the portal, where did you end up?
I was with Joe.
Okay, that's weird because you didn't like have a body snatcher, body double, right?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Distal is also not from here, but I don't know why. Sylvia is not either. I don't know why she had a whole fake life.
Yeah,
One of my theories on that front, and which I won't know an answer to unless I can study it more in depth, is that Sylvie has a closer resemblance to humans, so it's easier to find a replacement, whereas I am
very
a different
much
form.
Not a human.
That's fair.
And even
so maybe I did have a replacement, but it was a butterfly.
Yeah, the stag bike even turned into a dog and now has name Toby.
Yeah, we learned the stag's name, which is very helpful because like I think we were just calling it stag before, and I feel like
deer bike.
Deer bike. Yeah. So anyways, when I came back through the portal, I didn't go back into my body snatcher. Now there's two bodies of Roxy here, and it's quite the conundrum. And I don't know if you know anything about like portals or like what might have gotten messed up in that whole situation. Because like me and Sarah came through and we were just on top of the museum, like where we went through the portal originally, you know? And then but everybody else just woke up in their bodies and they had the other universe then piloting their bodies for a couple months. And that was weird. But when I went through, I ended up in my double's body. So it's just, I don't know.
We have one too many Roxy, and there's universe minus a Roxy.
Yeah.
Void bet.
I mean, I have traveled through portals, so I know about going to other realities. I've not heard of a case where two of one person just magically get split in the jump. I could always try going back to the other reality and see what the state is like there. See if there is a Roxy missing.
Well, she'd have to come from the other reality. Where else would she have come from?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I mean, that would be helpful. I don't know how long that will take you, though. I don't want you to be away for too long because we got like a wolf cult that's going to try to take over the city. And I was hoping that maybe you could help us with some like espionage. Since you're like all sneaky and can be invisible.
She gets quiet, and probably, I imagine at this point, she's just been like hovering in the air, and probably goes forward and lands on the back of the couch or something, and says, I don't know about that. I've been away from home for longer than expected, and since it doesn't really look like my recruitment is going to be beneficial, I should head back and make sure everyone's okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well-
wir verstehen. Being away from home for so long is
Yeah.
not always a good thing.
We get it. Totally. Maybe when you, well, I assume you'll still have a problem over there, right?
I left in the middle of fighting, so unless they've managed to maintain our territory while I was gone, there's probably still...
Oh. And the time we already know works differently in all these places.
Ugh.
No time could have passed, or a lot of time.
I wish we could help you right now.
You can borrow a watchdog when we're done. But first, I think we need to solve their cult.
You have a lot of problems on your own doorstep.
Yeah.
Just stop at a lot of problems.
There's a lot of problems.
You have a lot of problems.
You got 99 problems. End of song.
But
99 problems, and werewolves are about 50 of them.
At least.
I need to make sure my people are okay.
That's fair. I would worry if my family was in danger too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll miss you. I hope that you can visit us in the future. And if you still need help when we have sorted out at least a few of our problems, maybe we could try to help you with your problem.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. First, we got to get a little practice overthrowing a werewolf cult, and then we can work on, overthrowing whatever Fae faction is causing you problems. But either way, I would really like to see you again, and I hope that all of your family is okay.
I appreciate that.
And all your friends and all that.
Would you like me to try popping over to the other reality and see if I
If it's
can
not
find anything?
too much trouble, I don't know if it'll take you too long or anything like that. If you're probably faster than us at the whole time. I don't
More
know.
experienced.
It might. I could probably get over there, and then I know where to look. So if it's a matter of hours over there at most, it might just be a few days here.
Okay. Well, I don't want you to take any risks. If you need to just go back home and take care of yourself and your friends and family first. And I appreciate help, and I won't say no to it, but I also just want to make sure that you put yourself and your people first.
We've been back for like a week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably
And
around a week at this point.
So other Roxy has been missing for at least a few hours, then roughly.
Yeah.
Assuming that's where that Roxy came from. And she's
Yeah.
not an evil clone.
I mean, if it was the one that came over when you first left, it would have been a few days over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's a completely different Roxy, then
Who knows?
We have other problems.
We have so many problems.
Do sprites like hugs? Do you want to hug?
How do you hug a sprite?
Very carefully.
like hand hug.
Yeah, or yeah, maybe.
how about just a
High five.
sure. Just take her little hand and high
All
five
right.
you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
If
I'll
you need
tell-
sustenance, there is strawberry coffee.
And popcorn that tastes like cotton candy.
Mm-hmm.
in
Have not tried
the
any other
penthouse.
foods.
I'm gonna get that a little of that to go.
All right. We make her a to-go.
A little sprite-sized to go bag.
Yes, and like
Somehow.
a little one of those little like I don't even know if they had these in the 50s, but like those tiny solo cups that you can use as shot cup
Oh, the plastic
for coffee. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she'll just take like a little like napkin and make a little ring around it, so it just like so it doesn't burn her little hand.
I'm sure the coffee could be cold, but the plants just kind of I don't know how much
We
plants know about
invented
thermodynamics.
iced strawberry coffee. This is pink drink. We've invented it.
This is why
Alrighty.
Starbucks are everywhere.
Yep. And Cynthia now gets to
It's
teach
the
the plants about
plants.
thermodynamics.
It's a front for fey foliage.
All right. Always has been.
Starbucks, if you'd like to sponsor our stream.
I mean,
I would
the
never sell out Dunkin' like that.
That's fair.
the logo of Starbucks is obviously a siren. So
It's true.
It's already Faye.
yep. But this will take the to-go food and drink, and you watch as she starts to glow a faint purple before disappearing in a little flash of light.
We should go tell Cynthia that Distal is back and is gone,
And that
and that
that
Joe is
watchdog
back.
is back. Yeah. Let's hurry and go tell her.
She's downstairs.
We jump off of our Titanic.
This has all been
construct.
happening while you're just standing on this comedically sized Titanic construct.
Yeah.
Very serious conversation in a very serious environment.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but you can head down where Cynthia is reading the files.
Guess
Probably,
who?
like, just hung up
Cynthia.
with Joe.
Is it Joe?
Yeah.
Distal was here and then they left.
Yeah.
Okay.
The sprite came and told us, and she's gonna go check the other world to make sure it's not missing a Roxy.
Good to know. If-
Mhm.
Whichever way it goes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Whether I split into two when I came back through the portal, or if other Roxy just got stuck here, or what.
Mm-hmm. And Henry has the samples to test,
Mhm.
and we are working on a musical for then after the cult.
Yeah,
And
we are.
did we test the gas mask? Elena's been wearing a gas mask like on her head.
I love
Tested
this.
the gas masks, and
Whether
I
or
don't.
not
Did
they
they work or
work.
not work, Charlie?
It's a good question.
I don't know how to determine that.
Well, so the gas masks were to make sure that Sylvie wouldn't be able to knock you out, right?
Yep.
The pheromone. I
So
guess
she
to
could
see how
pheromone-
pheromones worked with air filtration on us.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So if we
Because
could
the one
prevent like
the one
aroma
lady
from- yeah.
can do that. Maybe it
Um,
seems similar. Aroma can do something similar.
So, I mean, I feel like on a basic level, they probably work. If you were trying to see, depending on like how potent it was, to see if it could get through the gas mask, I will say that would be something I would want to let Tess like unleash her powers for,
Okay.
That's fair.
which I'm not going to roll for her.
No.
The results
fair.
of the test were insert here.
Yeah.
The results of the test were
Inconclusive until
redacted.
Redacted.
Redacted for
We were
a
going to test
while.
the pheromones, and then like Sarah had this idea for this whole ship construct, and we
Mhm.
all just kind
And
of
we
we got
just
like
got
we got kind of
distracted.
far. We're like,
And
yeah,
then
it probably
Thistle
works.
showed
Just
up.
mask up.
full ADHD chain of events, not
Mhm.
doing
Yep.
what you're supposed to
Mhm.
do.
Classic.
Fun.
All right. Is there any other further conversations you'd like to have in the base, or just catching each other up on what happened?
Has Cynthia shared that she talked to Joe?
She has not yet. What she is going to say is Joe called, and he should be here in an hour. If he doesn't
Perfect.
get himself killed doing something stupid.
Okay, wait a
Less
minute.
than perfect.
So he's not allowed to go get himself killed doing something stupid without me.
We all have to adhere to buddy system. We invented the buddy system, and we all have to adhere to it now.
Yeah, this is a rule that we made as a
Just
team. and I
because
know
he
it
wasn't
here.
present doesn't
That's
mean he's
not our
immune to the
fault.
rules.
You must
We
be
out-
psychically aware of all changes when they
Well,
happen.
before on his way home, he was here with
Hive
and
mind.
traveling with Distal, and that counts as buddy system.
Yeah, he did have a buddy. He had Thistle and his dad.
Do we know his dad came with?
Oh no, we didn't know that. Sorry.
Nope.
No.
All
I
right.
know.
So he had Thistle with him, and that is a buddy. You can't
Mm-hmm.
just go. Well, I guess Thistle just broke the buddy rule, but Thistle's gonna go home and make sure that like the poor
Everything
people aren't
goes
dead.
okay there.
Is
Should
apparently
we? I
she
guess
left
we
in the
wait
war.
an hour. We can't really go looking for him because that might cause more problems.
Yeah.
Ugh, I don't like
well,
this.
He gets a pass on the buddy system for
I
now.
don't either.
But
don't
when
know
he
that
comes
much-
back, we have to inform him of the buddy system, and he has to take somebody with him. And it doesn't always have to be Roxy.
I would very much appreciate it if he did
Only
not
if he's
go
gonna
alone.
do something stupid where he's might die. That's
But-
when he takes me.
I think that bringing somebody along with him might increase the chances of him dying.
I guess if he goes to their cult, yeah.
It's an
taking
unstable
Sylvie.
situation. It's an unstable situation, and we don't have enough.
We don't have any knowledge of anything.
It's an unknown variable. We don't know what we're up against.
We don't know
He
how
has a
many,
better
we don't know where
idea
they
of-
are.
How to navigate the situation more than the rest of us.
We
Yeah,
don't know
like
who
he
is
knew how to
there.
navigate the situation with Rampage.
Yes, it is very similar to this.
I don't like this because last time Rampage like basically put his face into the concrete.
Yeah.
She smushed his face.
What do you think is going to happen if you go in there with him?
They're looking for him. He's been missing for them as just as much as he has been for us.
Yeah, but like, what if they punish him? What if they do something bad to him?
Yeah.
But he has to show up. I'm sure it's a cult. They have meeting times. You miss the meeting time, there's something's going to happen.
I don't
He has
like
a
it.
communicator. He can did we it's 911 thing yet? Did we establish that? He can call.
I think
He can emergency call us.
I don't know if
Okay.
911 necessarily was a thing yet. I
Oh
do
wait.
think
I think we've been over this
like
before.
Roxy, you know how when my dad
yet.
is causing trouble for me, I go and deal with it. myself?
911 was established in 1968.
Oh, huh.
okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I know how that happens, but like,
Because I understand the situation and the people involved and have been dealing with it for a long time, so I know how to navigate it.
I don't like that either.
I know, and I love that about you.
I don't like any of this. I just need you all to be okay, and I don't like it if they're gonna hurt him. And maybe. No, that couldn't work. Just like if we lead the shadow team to the werewolves, then we could call it chaos, but then they could say the thing, and then I go in all like, and then Lena would have to be my buddy, so she could float me, so I couldn't walk anywhere. It would be more
And then we're
complicated
fighting
than
on two fronts.
yeah. I know. I just don't like feeling powerless. Roxy's like looks to the plants and she's like, "Can we send the plants after him?"
They are
They're unionized.
We've
They are
unionized
unionized.
the plant. That's where we're at.
Plant union.
It's a possibility.
No
just-
one would suspect plants being anywhere in the outside.
Yeah.
Maybe. This is a group of individuals who I get the impression are very keyed into magic and magic related things. I don't know if that extends to Fey magic, but if they know something else is going on, that might put him in more danger.
Why does he have to keep so many secrets? I don't like this.
Yeah, the plants probably smell very different.
Roxy goes over and sniffs the plants.
Smells nice.
They smell like plants.
Yeah, they smell like plants.
And asleep for 100 years.
But someone with super sniffer might know there's something up different because we all have smell to him.
He
Alright.
keeps
It might
secrets
smell
because
like-
he's afraid. And
If he's
so
not
be
back on the dot, we go after him.
he's going to check in an hour, not be back here.
If we don't hear that he's alive in 1 hour,
Well, probably less.
I
time
will
than
start
that.
tearing buildings apart.
Let's cross that bridge when we come to it.
Let's burn that bridge when we get to it.
That bridge is
That
long
doesn't
gone.
work in this context.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
You burn the bridge. In this case, there's no way forward. You have to get to the other side of the bridge before you burn it behind you.
That's fine. Unless you can jump real far like me. Or fly like you. Or fly like Elena. Or just create another bridge like Sarah.
Would it? She can't really do a quick patrol outside on her own because that also violates the buddy system.
You guys could do a flying one.
Yeah.
I think
We're
on
supposed
this
to
one,
patrol anyway, but
we do need to trust him to deal with this. And after, we need to have some serious conversations.
Yeah.
So all this, everything you're feeling right now, your frustration with this, if you can just hold on to it until he's here, then we can work through these problems.
I can't even call Grandpa Les because he thinks I'm in the woods.
There's a lot going on right now.
do we have a way to call Tony to tell him to safe to come back or
Not
I don't
unless he
know.
gets back into range. And I don't know if it's safe to come back.
Yeah.
I don't even know where he is. I guess that's probably for the good.
Well, yeah, because if they catch us and like try to torture us for information, then we don't have that information, so they can't get it.
That's true.
I'm just saying. We can tell them that he's at where the werewolf pack is. The werewolf cult is.
Okay, sorry. Tell who what now?
I don't know, the shadow agents, if they want to know where the other Roxy is.
Oh boy.
It's a lot. It's fun. The problem board. This is now the problem board where we're just drawing all our problems. Roxy just angrily starts like with chalk. Werewolf cult.
Cynthia just kind of keeps sitting by the comms, waiting.
Roxy's probably wearing holes in the ground from just walking around, like stomping around so much, like just like
Yes.
angry, nervous pacing. That's what I imagine it is.
Couple of rooms over, there's an identical scene to that, except it's Sarah with a shield construct of a city, and she's just a giant mech that is like stomping through the city.
I love this.
Like Godzilla.
Yep.
That would make Roxy feel better. But she does not know that Sarah's doing that.
All right. Well, all of you wait. Joe,
Yeah.
you
Time to see if I'm going to be playing my backup character.
can head to the Hungry Sailor.
Take a second to put my communicator in my glove box. Okay. Step out. It's like middle of the day, so I presume there's like some people going in and
Yeah,
out.
it's
of the store.
probably end of the lunch hour really, so there's a couple of cars out front. Probably at least 1 or 2 people inside.
Come in and walk up to the hostess or host. I don't know.
I honestly don't imagine this place is big enough to really warrant one. It's probably like
Okay.
seat yourself. And you probably hear there's a bell above the door, so it dings. And you probably hear Roscoe's voice from the back just say, "Have a seat, I'll be out in a minute."
Just takes a seat. It's kind of awkwardly like,
There's a couple of guys eating lunch. Looks like they're finishing up soon. Like, not in a rush to get out, but just like, end of their lunch hour kind of deal. And Roscoe comes out from the back and sees you. I see you made it back.
yeah.
He will nod at you and walk over to the guys who are eating. And just kind of like casual conversation, like, "How's the food? Good today?" And they're both like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Let me grab you to the check, and I'll bring out the handwritten check." And one of them finishes first and throws down some bills to pay before getting up and leaving. And Roscoe kind of just goes through them like like probably a horrendous sense of normalcy and slowness compared to what you're feeling in this situation.
Like every second feels like 15.
Yeah, picks up the dishes, carries them in the back, puts the bills in the register, wipes down the countertop where he was sitting, and by this point the other guy finishes up and pays and leaves. And before collecting the dishes, Roscoe goes over to the door and flips the sign to closed and picks up the dishes and takes them into the back. And when he comes back out, he has removed his kind of cook's apron and has a set of keys in his hand and says, "Come on."
Joe stands up and starts following.
Takes you around the side where a very rusty, beat up pickup truck is sitting, and Roscoe unlocks the truck and says, "Get in."
We're not talking here.
Nope.
Secondary location.
Never go to the
That's-
second location.
Never let them move you.
Okay, can I go lock my car then? Sorry, I just had that window by the seat and you see my car. It's a nice car. And if you'll allow me, I would like to try to use mild-mannered here to try to convince him to let me go back to the car real quick.
Ooh. Haven't done this one in a while.
Mm-hmm. But basically just sort of leveraging the mundanity of just like, oh, he's just locking his car.
Sure.
That's mundane, which is +2 right now, so let's see how this goes. Pacha. Okay. Yeah, okay. Roll the 7 +2, so that's a 9.
All right.
So I get to choose one.
Mm-hmm.
Um feel like the obvious answer here is you're still under observation.
Okay. So are you genuinely just going to lock your car?
Oh, hell no. I'm going to get my communicator. Because there's no way in heck I'm going to wherever the heck he's taking me without some way to call for help.
Okay.
Never let them take you to a secondary location.
Yeah, he's
Ever.
keeping a close eye on you, but you managed to, lean in, roll up the window, and just discreetly palm your communicator into your pocket, and then head over and go around to the passenger side of the pickup. Roscoe starts the engine, which is very clunky and loud, and pulls away from the diner, starts heading towards the outskirts of the city.
I don't suppose I can ask where we're going.
Somewhere we'll have a little bit of room to move. Won't be disturbed.
How much trouble am I in?
Well, I've been dealing with a lot of shit since you left. So, decent amount. And considering you've missed out on several meetings with Tony, we have some catching up to do.
Yeah. I can make up the nights if need be. Just, as soon as I fix some things.
Yeah, I'm sure you have a lot of fixing to do. There's probably, in stark contrast to this conversation, probably a happy little tune, playing on the radio, and Roscoe's very serious, but, tapping his finger on the steering wheel along with the beat, so it's just...
It's just not helping Joe's anxiety at all. I think even through the scent masking, he just smells of fear. Just pure panic pumping in his chest right now. Just thought process going through his head. Oh my god, he's taking me out to a grave in the middle of the woods. He's gonna kill me and he's gonna bury me in the hole, and no one's ever gonna know.
I'm gonna get murdered. I'm gonna get murdered. I'm gonna get murdered.
Yep.
But eventually, takes you out of the city. Probably hooks onto a more secluded road, which eventually, there's some initial trees, and eventually it kind of falls away, and it's just large green open fields with some other trees in the distance. And eventually you reach a little pull off on the side, this dirt pull off, and he pulls the truck over to the side of the road and puts it in park and opens the door, says, "Let's go," and hops out.
Joe will clamber out.
Roscoe starts walking across the field.
Joe follows, trying to estimate how much time has passed at this point.
The drive out here was probably 15-20 minutes.
Okay.
There was a dashboard clock, so you could have easily kept track of that. Wait, did they have dashboard clocks then? They had radios.
They had analogs.
So
plus the radio's probably said the time is so and so.
Yeah. They're context clues. Maybe you don't know the exact time, but had a pretty good estimate. Counted the amount of songs that played or whatever. And eventually when you're a decent way across the field and pretty far away out of view from the road, Roscoe shifts.
Immediately, Joe is just like ramrod straight, like almost Scooby-Doo style, just like
He turns and looks at you and says, "Don't just stand there. Shift."
yeah, sure. No, shift. So
This. No, go ahead.
what happens now?
This is what we're gonna do. Catch up on some of the training you missed. Your job is to avoid me at all costs. I want you to use everything at your disposal. Smarts, tracking, fighting. Whatever needs to be done to stay away from me for as long as you can.
Okay. That's it.
That's it.
Is that like start now or
I think he, at that, his sides of his mouth just reveal like that like a nasty werewolf grin, and that deep laughter that you heard at the initiation ceremony just comes out of his mouth. And then he leans in a little bit and says, and there's just a puff of hot, slightly rancid breath as he says, "Go."
Joe just starts sprinting back the way they came?
Back the way they came.
Yeah. He said anything. Joe's immediate thought is, okay, I know where a truck is.
Yeah, but you don't have the keys. Okay. You take off, and almost immediately, Roscoe's scent is cut off.
Yep. There's a reason they call him Blindside.
Let's get some more appropriate music here.
That's evil, and I love it.
Too bad they didn't let Roxy hotwire some cars in the alternate universe. Joe could have learned something. Would have been useful.
He might know how to hotwire a car. He likes cars.
All
I'm
right.
not sure he'd have time to
He
hotwire.
hangs
a car.
out with Tony.
Yeah. Joe, go ahead and I don't know, what would you like to do? As you
Cry.
lose immediate
Run.
spatial awareness of where Roscoe is.
Crying is a free action, just so you know.
It is.
We'll go with assess the situation, I think.
Mm.
Just like Joe's immediate plan is, okay, there's a vehicle. I can try to just escape this whole situation. But I'll say that as he's going, he's trying to like look at the surroundings, like, okay, what can I like more actively use in the immediate, because the truck's a fair distance away.
Okay.
So that is plus superior, which is currently a -1 for me, so we'll see how this goes. That's a 5 down to a 4.
Yeah, you are like frantically looking around trying to find something, and probably I think you're so distracted by finding a way out even as you're headed towards this truck that your pace slows a little bit. And there's just this shadow that passes over you as Roscoe leaps over you and touches down in front of you, cutting off your path towards the truck. Just leans forward and growls as you probably like scramble to stop your momentum to keep from running into him.
Okay. think I actually want to try to pierce the mask here, because Joe is still not certain whether he is in mortal danger or not.
Okay.
So having interacted with Roscoe a bit, I think I want to try to figure out whether or not this is more him putting on the act, or if this is more him, like, being tasked with something.
Okay.
Execution. Oh. I like this one. Okay.
I like this music.
Yeah. Plus mundane, which is +2 for me. Okay. So that's an 8 up to a 10.
You get to ask 3.
Okay, we're going to start with what do you intend to do? Please don't say kill me.
Put you through your paces. Maybe give you a little taste of ass whooping. Because your disappearance has caused some shit.
Yeah. Okay. How could I get your character to lose track of me?
Ooh. Play a pretty skillful game of tag in the forest that is bordering this field.
Okay. And how could I gain influence over you?
Ooh.
Slaps!
I know. I think this might be a little vague. So apologies, but free him from his shackles.
Understood.
So.
Okay. In
And
that case,
information?
trying to convert as much momentum as I can into a turn, Joe will sort of drop into a slide and latch his claws with his back hand and try to swing himself into a turn and head for the woods.
Okay. And it's probably not as graceful as you would like it to be and a little messy, but you can get turned around and start scrambling towards the woods as Blindside gives chase. So it's with both of you sprinting, it's probably not too long before you clear the edge of the woods and start jumping over branches and dodging around trees. And
I'm specifically going to try to go high with the thought of his form is heavier than mine.
Okay. So you're going to try and just climb a tree? Or just
more like Tarzan
parkour,
between trees. Yeah.
Parkour between trees?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Parkour.
I don't know. I feel like I should make you roll
Parkour.
No. I feel like I should make you roll for this, but this isn't exactly an Unleash Your Powers. Or
Sorry.
I guess maybe it could be with agility based.
Up to you.
Oh.
I haven't really done a hyper dense environment.
Yeah. Let's go for it.
Run before. All right, unleash. If you would allow me, I would like to activate Game Face. Not on the defeat side, though, on the save someone.
Put yourself to save someone. How... How would you argue that this is... your actions here are committed to the pursuit of saving someone?
Well...
Are you trying to save Blindside, or is this... someone else.
I am trying to save Blindside, and as I'm sort of darting through the trees, Joe, trying to sound as quippy as possible through his just like metric gallon of fear pumping through his blood right now, will say, "So is this your idea, or did the Alpha put you up to this?"
Boy. So is your aim just to get information?
Ultimately, Joe's thought here is that, well, if he can get Blindside in a similar position to Tony, that's going to be extremely helpful. And if the way to get influence over him is to free him from his shackles, perhaps trying to offer a solution to that might get him enticed.
Okay.
Flying by the seat of his pants in any case.
I feel like based on that, game face feels like it does fall more into the category of committing yourself to defeat a terrible enemy. But in this case, because you're trying to recruit Blindside, that enemy feels like the Alpha.
Okay.
And like trying to free Blindside and win him over, like Tony would be in pursuit of that goal.
Yeah. Okay. So game face active gets me +1 to all ongoing rolls in direct pursuit of that.
Yeah.
Which I don't necessarily think would be this unleash, but should hopefully help in the near future here. Alright, so the unleash. Well, my freak is currently a -1, and I rolled a 5, so that's another 4. Good news is I get an advancement.
All right, nice. Yeah, you are really, I think you're trying to do these cool parkour moves between the trees and are like feeling great because of that quip. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna look so cool and do awesome, but your claws get like stuck in one tree and you fumble a little bit. Giving Blindside the enough of an opportunity to come forward, and I would like you to roll to take a powerful blow.
Oh boy. I have one condition marked at the moment. Oh no. That's a 10 plus 1 is an 11.
Oh boy. You get to choose one.
Yeah. Struggle past the pain and give ground.
All right. Mark 2 conditions.
Yeah, I believe you get to select them.
What do you have marked currently?
I currently only have afraid marked.
Okay, just afraid. Hopeless and insecure.
All right.
Yeah, and then I think Blindside gets an opportunity, so definitely. I think tackles you to the ground and then using that leverage grabs your ankles and just like swings you around and punts you through the trees. So you probably like break through a couple of trees.
Ow, 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 ow.
Yeah, before
That's an owie fastball special.
losing the momentum and slamming into one and kind of like cracking it, sliding to the ground. You probably hear his you've lost sight of him at this point because you've gone through the trees, but you do hear that echoing laughter.
Oh, so now I've completely lost track of him.
Yeah.
That's great. That's a fantastic thing to do with this guy who can deny my sense of smell, which is like my most useful sense. This great.
What you can do.
Joe like pulls himself up, just like trying to force back the rib that got dislocated from that.
Pop those back into place.
He'll sort of like look around, realize he has no clue where Blindside currently is, and sink his claws into the tree he crashed into and try to gain a little bit of height. And as he does, he sort of calls out, "Listen, okay, I know I caused a lot of trouble, but I promise it was not on purpose. I didn't mean to get separated from the pack for 2 months, and I didn't mean to get you in trouble. I'm sorry."
Okay. Are you trying to do anything in this moment? Or just...
Comfort and support, maybe?
Uh,
Because it's kind of a blind guess on Joe's part, so I don't know if it would be anything.
Okay. Since you're kind of just like... I feel like talking out of your ass a little bit. I mean, not entirely, but just like trying to take a stab in the dark at connecting with him on some level. I don't know if there's really a role here for that.
Yeah. Okay.
So you don't hear any response. But you do, now that you have a little bit of a vantage point, you do see farther into the woods, there appears to be a large break in the trees.
I'll start.
Seems too big for just a simple clearing.
Okay. Slower this time so that I'm not decking myself on any tree limbs. I'm going to start, like, hopping from tree to tree, trying to get closer to it.
Okay.
And I keep talking.
What do you say?
To make kind of a long story short, another world, got stuck in it. It was a lot shorter for us than it was for everyone else out here. But I'm back now, and I'm trying to make things right. Even better, if I can. It's kinda already started. He sort of like pauses, like sort of hanging from a tree. Did you know there are werewolves outside of the pack?
Ooh,
I met one.
You don't get a response, but above the table, it has been noted. As you're hopping from tree to tree, trying to get closer to what that clearing seems to be, you catch the faintest sight of what you think is water.
Okay. I'll start heading specifically for the water and trying to see how big the space is.
I mean, even from this distance, it's the clearing. It's like the break in the trees is fairly large.
Okay.
I'll say you don't smell anything, but you do hear a rustling behind you and what sounds like breaking wood.
I talked with him about what life's like for other werewolves. Joe sort of like digs his claws a little bit into the tree, just like trying to force himself to say it. And he keeps coming back to the same phrase that he's been repeating over and over in regards to the team with his recent resolution to be more honest. It's a leap of faith. The Alpha's lying to us. This isn't what our life's supposed to be like.
Ooh. Feel like this falls under the category of provoke someone.
Yep.
So what are you trying to get him to do?
Best case scenario, expose where he is so I can avoid him. Or worst case scenario, expose where he is so I can avoid him better. Best case scenario, like, stop.
So
Just, like,
stop this.
Stop and listen.
Okay.
This is plus superior. Do any
Yep.
of my conditions go against this? No, actually. Okay. My superior is a -1. Don't fail me now. Darn it. That's a 5 down to a 4.
Okay. You hear the sharp breaking of wood, and I would like you to roll to take a powerful blow as a half of a tree just comes hurtling in your direction.
Oh, shit. You got 3 conditions.
Just roll low.
Okay, rolled a 4. Plus 3, so that's a 7. I don't think I can lash out effectively here, so I think I have to give him an opportunity. Because I don't want to risk any more conditions.
Okay, that's fair. I think the tree impacts you and knocks you down to the forest floor, and you are temporarily pinned under this tree. So you are losing precious time.
Try to, like, push it off myself and get free. Keep on trying to speak through it. With
Okay.
definitely a few cracked ribs at this point.
Oh yeah.
Packs are supposed to be families. It's a better life than running around serving some psychopath. Roscoe, I know you're better than this.
Ooh.
You're a good guy. You trusted me when nobody else did. And I'm doing the same thing here. I want that life for every werewolf in Halcyon. A life where we are puppets. Ugh! Push myself free.
Go ahead and roll to comfort or support someone.
Again, I don't actually have any minuses to this due to my conditions. Heck yeah. That's a 9 plus 2. So that is an 11.
All right. Okay, so they hear you.
I'm going to clear a condition.
That's probably smart. I think you just... You hear him growl from somewhere. Well, at this point, like, when he speaks, you can sort of pinpoint his location, so you have an idea of where he is. But he just says, "You don't know what you're talking about." But you have an idea of where he is. some.
Sort of like rotate the ears, like zero in on it. No, I don't entirely know what I'm talking about. But I'm guessing if you helped me, you would. And as I'm like talking, I'm slowly backing towards the clearing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You're a beta. If anyone's got a chance at setting us all free, it's you. Please. I know this doesn't sit right with you.
If you would like, you can roll to provoke someone again.
Come on, big money. Okay. Wait, no. My -1. Can I spend a team selfishly?
How
So close.
how do your actions ignore or insult your teammates? Although, because getting Roscoe on your side would be in pursuit of defeating a powerful enemy, did you add your +1?
I did not. Thank you. Okay, so it's a 7.
Okay. A 7 and 9, they can choose one. I think Roscoe is going to stumble, and you can take +1 forward against him.
Okay.
So he probably pauses, and unknowingly on your part, you get you lengthen that distance a little bit more and get closer to whatever clearing you saw in the distance.
I'll sort of like turn briefly to get a look at the clearing. Can I see where that water is?
Yeah, it looks you're probably starting to see it a bit more clearly through the trees, and it looks like a lake.
Yeah, I'll start heading for the lake here.
Okay. Yeah, you might hear, maybe not for long, but hear a bit more movement through the trees that you didn't hear before. Coming from Roscoe's direction.
It wouldn't just be us. Leap of faith. It's my dad. He's the other werewolf. It's supposed to be families. He's here to help us. And my team, once I tell them what's going on, they'll help too. We aren't alone in this. I'm not saying it's not gonna be hard. We could do it. I just... Please.
Roll to comfort or support someone.
Ah.
You get an extra +2.
Oh. Oh, thank you. Okay. So that's 5 with the +2 plus my mundane, which is +2. So that gets me to a 7.
Wait. 5 is
I
it?
rolled a 3 plus the +2
Gotcha. Okay.
plus my mundane, which
I
is
was like, you
+2.
rolled a 5 and then you have another +4 on top of that? Okay, that makes sense.
No.
So. All right. I think as you're continuing to scramble backwards through the trees, there's just this deafening silence hanging over the forest around you, and it's kind of like
It'd be
looking
a
every which
terrible thing given blindside.
like which way is he gonna come from? Where is he gonna leap from next and attack me? And you're looking in one direction, and as you like swing around to check your other side, he's just standing there in between the trees and looks down at you and says, "You really think you can take on the Alpha?"
On my own? I don't stand a snowball's chance in Arizona. Together? Yeah. I mean, we're heroes. It's what we do.
You've got spunk and a bit of nerve. Probably a lot of stupidity.
I'll agree with you on the last one.
But if it means cleansing the city of the poison that's taken root, I might just be able to get behind that. And he will shift back to his human form.
Joe drops out werewolf form and nearly face plants into the dirt as the tension just like releases out of his body.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay. Just like reach up and like half handshake, half like pseudo hug Roscoe's. He's just like trying to figure out how his body works again.
I feel like you just like hug his leg because he's just
Yeah.
sitting there.
Just like
Come on. And he'll like reach down and lift you up by the back of your shirt.
sorry. It's been a couple weeks.
It's been a couple months.
Yeah.
And I'll say that through like all your scrambling and everything, you got to the edge of the forest surrounding this lake. And across it in the distance, you see what appear to be a series of overgrown cabins.
Where the heck are we?
Outskirts of Halcyon.
Oh boy.
And I think that's a good place to pick up next week. Or 2 weeks from now.
Ah!
Woo!
Oh my gosh, these dice.
They do not like you.
You
Ugh.
need to sage them.
I need to swap them out.
Put them in the light of a full moon.
Mhm,
Tell them they're
Mhm.
pretty.
mhm.
Eat them.
Do not eat the dice.
Forbidden candy.
Give them a few awoos.
Quick side note. I'm gonna pick up straight up creeping from the beacon.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have also cleared a potential track, and I'm going to take thick and thin skinned.
I have not.
Which
cleared a
which
potential
playbook
trap.
is that from?
It's from mine.
Oh,
Taking one of my own moves.
shocking.
That
Oh,
one's
okay.
just the one that is whenever you have angry marks, take +1 ongoing to unleash your powers.
See, now you need to be like Elena and just always have angry marked.
She's just an angry girl, man.
Conveniently, Roxy is still angry
Good.
at Joe.
Woo. Woo. All right.
Oh,
Anyone who feels strongly about doing end of session questions first?
Mine's pretty easy. We'll grow closer to Roxy. We had our whole little musical moment, just some fun little mundane stuff going on.
yes.
What?
I just imagine like
I
Roxy's like pretending to lift Elena up, like the Titanic scene.
Mhm.
Just the movie hadn't come out yet. We wrote it.
I was gonna say
In
the,
the base.
the boat sank like 40 years ago, as far as we're concerned.
Yeah. We have written the Titanic movie. Yeah.
You're welcome, James Cameron.
Oh my god.
So-
Sarah just creates the floating door
Yeah.
Yes.
out of a shield.
Well, we
But
can all
because
fit on the
Elena
door.
can manipulate our gravity, we can both fit on the door.
Yeah. The plants are the ocean.
Yes. It was great.
You don't actually drown; they just move you to a
This
different
is what
spot.
we do while Joe is navigating a werewolf cult.
I was about to say, Joe's going through one of the
Joe's
most stressful times of
struggling.
his life, and y'all are just like, Titanic, invented 20 years early.
We're
No,
writing a
30.
musical.
Sarah's just inventing. Well,
And Sarah's like,
Sarah's
Into
just
it.
pretending to be
God's-
Godzilla.
Yeah, I was
yeah,
gonna say
yeah.
Godzilla's. Maybe not in America
Or
yet. but
Jaws
yeah.
on the other end of the
There's
Titanic.
the iceberg.
Iceberg, but it's only sharks.
It's a sharkberg.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I
Godzilla does not exist until 54.
Oh,
we're
damn.
a year early.
Yeah, okay.
We are in.
All
Okay.
right.
Which labels is Roxy gonna shift?
So I'm gonna up mundane, and
That's
I
fine.
will
That's
down
fine.
danger because I felt like we did a good job of staying with the buddy system and being safe, and like
Fair enough.
Elena's
from
a big
Joe.
proponent of the
Oh,
well,
mundane.
I'm pretty sure Elena's gonna give him a harsh talking to before Roxy like starts
so-
crying and say, "Why would you do that to us?"
My danger cannot go down anymore, so that's unfortunate.
I'm sorry.
What conditions do you have marked?
I only have angry.
Okay.
Double angry.
Forever angry.
We'll do afraid because of all the information about the werewolf cult that's come out.
That's
Also,
fair.
We're
maybe a
freaking
little
out.
afraid for Joe, who is
Yeah,
something.
he's going in blind to see Blindside.
All of my stats, except for
Seems
danger,
terrible
are at
idea.
least positive or 0 now, which is weird. Danger's been negative for a while. And I have 2 conditions.
Okay. Who's next?
Did you
I'll
take
go.
potential?
I did take potential.
I think I'll go next here. I will definitely say grew closer. I'm debating between Echo or Blindside, though.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
mean, it tracks.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like, man, I don't know on this one, because Joe was kind of like frankly honest with both of them for a hot minute, and it worked out seemingly for the better in both instances. For the sake of gameplay,
Gameplay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the rest of
Tracks.
us.
You heard it on TNT. Gameplay with Blindside.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Ah, no.
No.
It's a different
That's
thing.
weird. That's a little weird.
Look, you're
Uh,
a werewolf in a cowboy. I feel like we're a cowboy outfit. I feel like we're way past weird at this point.
For the sake of interesting gameplay, I'm going to say grow closer to Echo. Because
And
he already
Cynthia
has
doesn't
influence.
have influence over you.
Yep, I've only been influenced. Well, I've only been influenced by easy living for the longest time, so it's time to finally start reforging connections with the team.
Yeah, quit trying to be a lone ranger.
Wait, I could have Roxy is currently having influence over you too.
Yeah. I don't think I lost influence over you this last time. I lost it before, but I got it back.
Mhm.
I thought I took that away at the end of the portal session when she punched through space-time.
I think you gave it back to me when we were in the alternate reality because I was the only one who wasn't like super mad at you.
I don't think I did.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, well, we can say I'm influenced by Roxy.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You want to take that
We can
away?
lose it later.
Unless maybe you were between taking it away from Cynthia and Roxy and took it away from Cynthia's and Cynthia didn't have it.
Yeah, you did take
Yeah,
it away
that
from
might have been
Cynthia.
it.
This is a thing that happened.
Mm-hmm. I remember that game. I don't think you can just rip influence away from everybody at once, right?
No, not
No.
without getting some certain roles.
So we'll just go with it.
Okay.
That's that. Who's next?
I can go next unless 3 months ago.
There you go. I'm still deciding.
Okay. I'm gonna grow closer to the team. I did grow closer to Elena because we were making a kick-ass musical.
Team.
There is a Titanic musical.
It is a Titanic musical.
That seems in poor taste.
No, it's funny. Hey, at least we weren't making a musical about a bunch of billionaires that went down in a tin can controlled by a Nintendo controller.
There's a Jerry
Um,
Springer musical.
I mean, there's a musical about grave robbers.
Ooh, yeah.
It's got great music.
The Jerry Springer one came out in England like while he was alive.
Ew.
Weird.
He
That's
even
weird.
saw it and was like, all right, cool.
Ew.
I
Okay.
think Jerry didn't care. He just wanted to
No,
do
it
this.
was about the the show, and then he dies and realized the show has had such a negative impact on everybody, and then he asks for a second chance, and I don't think he either gets one and continues being Jerry Springer or doesn't get one. I don't exactly remember. But
That's kind of funny. No second chance for you, Jerry.
the more you know. I'm gonna do the same move: mundane up and danger down.
You cannot move my danger, but I don't think that I get a
Well,
condition because it's locked.
yep. If it's
Yeah.
locked, then nothing moves and nothing happens.
That's all right.
Okay. So
It's
my
still the
mundane
same.
doesn't go up then? It just
Yep.
It
Nothing
just
changes.
stays.
Okay. So but nothing bad happens to me because I locked
Right.
it. Okay.
Correct.
Nothing
It's-
moves and nothing bad happens. It's just it
Basically,
is
it's
the
like
way it is.
pressing on a wall. Like,
Yeah.
You're
Would
not
have
gonna
been
Roxy is a
a very
danger
normal
wall.
couple of days for us, even though we have been using our powers to make musicals.
I think
Normal
that's
for
fucking
us, I guess.
badass, actually.
Also, Elena did not share those shortbread cookies with anybody. She ate them all before she got back.
I
That's
respect it.
love that.
Totally fair because Mama
They're
DeMarco made
delicious.
them, and her food's really good. So I'm gonna take potential, and I think that's all I need to say at this point.
Potential.
Because I'm going to stay angry because now it's to my advantage to stay angry.
I use conditions as a modifier when I do something, but
Yeah, thick and
I think it works for your burns.
my
maybe?
burns. I haven't done that since like day one when I needed
About
Joe.
to say we haven't been in combat a whole lot,
No.
so you have
That's okay.
a real chance.
Probably
to
gonna
die.
change soon.
Hey,
Buckle up.
you never
We're
know.
gonna fight a
Yeah.
fucking werewolf pack like next session. It's fine.
Oh boy.
I don't know about next session.
We're going to team up to kill the alpha.
Oh boy.
I was gonna say there might be a lot of detouring until we're all
That's
together.
All right.
First, we gotta
All
break
right.
all his pack bonds.
Okay. I think that Cynthia's going to grow into her image of herself. Thinking about what happened with Joe and how she may have sent him to his death. And we're going to increase danger and decrease savior.
So she's feeling a little anxious.
Yeah, just a little.
Like, I'm trying to trust your judgment, but your judgment fucking sucks, buddy.
More or less.
I do have another question here, Charlie,
Mm-hmm.
because I was not thinking about them at the time, given, stressful situation. But I do still have my drives. And
hey.
the 3 I have unmarked as of yet are take down a threat all on your own, help a teammate when they need you most, and pull off a ridiculous stunt. Would what I just did with Blindside fall under any of those?
I feel like that was ridiculous
A
for
ridiculous
I
stunt.
feel like that was a ridiculous stunt.
For
Maybe
sure.
also fight,
Confront
taking down a threat
something
by yourself.
super dangerous without telling anybody anything.
you. Again,
I mean, I would think like my interpretation of take down a dangerous threat is actually in a fight.
Yeah, me too.
Fighting
Okay.
here, this was
Me
just like
too.
talking him down.
Ridiculous stunt, valid.
Yeah. Convincing a angry werewolf to join the rebellion is pretty ridiculous, actually.
Yeah, by all standards.
And thus, we are discovering Joe's actual superpower is the fact that he can, in fact, talk to people and have emotional intelligence when he tries.
He just has to try.
He just
So
has to
he
try.
just copied Roxy's move with Rampage?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
I told you. I
Did he
told
take
you
the
guys
fucking
when all that was
Roxy
going on with Rampage that Joe had a very similar situation he was dealing with. This was that situation.
That's hilarious.
We're not so different, you and I.
exactly.
And then you can
When's that gonna hit
resolve
him?
that together.
I want to see
I
his
imagine
face.
when he brings Blindside to the base and is like, "Hey, I made a new friend, guys."
And Roxy's just gonna be like, uh-huh.
Don't mind the cracked ribs. That's just between friends.
No, absolutely. Totally get that.
Also, what the fuck?
Okay.
I brought a fucking werewolf to the base.
Oh, and you
Well.
know what? One of the options for my drives is to take influence over someone involved in the completion of the drive. So I think I'll go ahead and take influence over Blindside.
Ooh.
That's that gay play that we were waiting for.
No, that's
my
a different
God.
thing.
I'm just
No.
kidding.
That's a different cult.
They have jackets.
Football, the music.
Anyway,
All the music.
thank you everyone
Goodness.
for joining us tonight. I am excited to see the team well and truly reconvene. And maybe dig into what Joe stumbled upon a little bit more.
Also catch Joe up on the fact that y'all have been dealing with like 7 of your own fires that he still has no idea about. I cannot stress that enough.
Tatley, who just come back to the base. Instead went to go see his werewolf friends.
But that
And possibly get
kind of
his
one of
ass
those
beat.
he had to check in. Otherwise, they probably would have kidnapped him and done the whole sack over
Yeah.
the head. And...
Yeah.
That's a future problem.
Just
Yeah.
adds to the ambiance, right? It would have been the same outcome.
Anyway,
Yes.
hope all of you have a great week or whatever you're doing in your life.
Where's
Get some
sunscreen?
sleep. Eat some
Yes.
That's
food,
true.
And make sure your
Where-
sunscreen's good.
Wear
Yeah.
some good, solid sunscreen.
Make sure it's not expired. Do not wear
Mhm.
expired sunscreen. I learned that in
not
a
good
very
for your
painful
skin.
read.
It doesn't
Yeah.
work, and it's not good for you. Don't wear expired skincare products.
Yes, and also, Crow would like to tell you not to wear sunscreen that you leave in the car for too long.
Mm-hmm.
Because it separates and becomes not usable anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You will become
That's the thing.
lobster. Do not become lobster like me.
Yes.
And that ends this session of Tiff's life advice. So we will
Do not become
night,
That was
everybody.
pretty good life advice.
Yeah.
All things
It's
considered.
legitimate life advice.
We will see you back here next time. But for now, bye-bye.
Bye.